Oh, shit, one sec. Yes, guys. Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. 24 hours removed from our first ever loss to Fulham at home in the Prem, or in the top division, since 1979. That was it. 45 years. 45 fucking years. Great. We're here to drop a little therapy stream and just go through everything that we saw in the game. Chelsea's trajectory. Is it time to panic and all of that? No, it's not, by the way. It isn't, but some people have already started panicking. And also talk about the discourse that's been around Chelsea from some rivals, from some of our own, all of that, because like the comments were saying earlier, it only took that one defeat for everybody to start crawling out of the woodwork and talking about how everything's a mess and all of that. Certain man ain't been streaming on YouTube in a minute and then just started streaming as soon as we got defeated. Fucking crazy. But shout out to everybody that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that crap. We're here to go through the entire game. Obviously, the link's going to go out later and all of that for anybody else who wants to vent as well. Or just say your piece. And yeah, big up to everybody. Smash the likes, sub, all of that crap. Super chat if you want to guarantee your comment gets read out. And all of that, big up, man. Big up. Shout out to Return of the Rudiger. Shout out to Icky. Shout out to Daniel. Says Maresca more at fault for yesterday. I mean, if you want to put it down on a table of who's at fault, I could hear Maresca being up there. Like, I'm not disagreeing with that. Not disagreeing with that one at all. Like, there was minimal changes. Again, minimal changes. All of that. Substitutes need to be quicker. I feel like trust needs to be given to some of these players. I don't just have them sitting on the bench just to make up bench numbers. Like, let's utilize them. Fulham had three substitutes. 2 of them scored. I refuse to believe that our bench is worse than Fulham's. So there's opportunities. There's opportunities that can be given out. Yeah, Daniel, I agree with you, man. I agree with you. 4 subs in 3 games isn't good. It's not good. Really isn't good. It's a shame because, like, the first half, I actually didn't think we were too bad. Like, we were much better progressively on the ball. Fulham did have opportunities, but I think we handled them pretty well. Bar like Gusto trying to handle Anthony Robinson on the right-hand side. Even then, he had the support from Pedro Neto. So, like, we did pretty well to try and minimize that. And there was decent opportunities past just the Palmer goal as well. Palmer nearly beat 2 players in the first half and scored again. There was some nice little moments of link-up between Palmer and Jackson that could have also led to more clear-cut chances. Sancho had some good deliveries. Cucurella had a great chance from Enzo's set piece. Like, we had the opportunities in the first half. It was just by the time we reached the second, like, I don't know what happened. It was like we were just creating problems for ourselves. I don't know if it was a case of the players just getting gassed, because that was like more apparent towards the end of the second half. But we just kept giving the ball away cheaply. Kept constantly giving the ball away cheaply. And even then, like, there was still good opportunities in the start of the second half. You've got Enzo Fernandez dropping an Aspi-esque pass to Jackson. Like, I don't know if you remember the Aspi to Morata link up from 17-18, but it was a very similar cross to that level. Jackson just doesn't really get the right delivery on it. He has a great shot as well straight after that from a Cucurella pass. Cole Palmer had a great cross to Levi Colwill, who was offside. We're going to have to touch on Colwill and offsides later on in the show. But yeah, he had a good cross to Colwill. If you don't touch that, Jackson probably scores that. What else? I think Palmer also had a really good cross into Nkunku towards the end of the game as well. But between that period, we got a lot more. We just disappeared a bit more in the final third. And again, this is where like some more additions I think could have helped us. But we only saw Nkunku come on after 75 minutes. Which even that I didn't really understand, because like there was a lot more long balls in that game than what we usually do. If we're doing Nkunku up top, like, it's going to be bread and butter for the likes of Joachim Anderson and the likes of Calvin Bassey. That's why I was saying on my stream after the game, I wouldn't have minded seeing Mark Kew get given a chance. And it's not for me to outright say that he's going to come on and bag the second. But I look at him, I look at his profile, I look at how intense he is with his press. I look at him and I look at his build, and I think, you know what, he could probably give Calvin Bassey a little bit of a fight, give the same thing to Joachim Andersen, probably do well within his duels. Whether he has the application or not, can find out. Find out. And if he hasn't got that application, cool. At least we know. Like last season, we had Armando Broja play like the odd game here or there. We had him coming off the bench as well. Now, he was crap. But we watched him play, and we got to that conclusion. Just do the same. Just do the same. He who has just come off a hat-trick. Give him some minutes in the Prem. If he ain't up to that level, cool, brothers. Like what, 18, 19 years old? Fine. At least we know. At least we know. If it was going to be Nkunku, like, we probably should have just kept Jackson on, because at least Jackson was holding up the ball. At least he was causing problems for Andersen and Bassey. Nearly scored a really good individual goal in the second half as well. So like, I don't think that one helped us even. I've already said before I would have liked to have seen João Felix get brought on in this game too, but I saw Maresca come out after the one of Maresca's quotes coming out about João Felix, and he said, "We decided to sub on Nkunku for Nico. João plays more or less the same position as Cole Palmer. They played together already, but it's also a matter of balance." Now, initially, for me, I didn't really know what he meant by that, because I would have thought like, let's take Sancho off. He's not really getting into the game as much. Put maybe Neto on the left, Palmer on the right, João Felix 10. We have Jackson or Nkunku or Mark Hiu up top. That could work. But then, like, I'm looking back at the game and everything, and I realized what he meant by that. Because we all saw the amount of defensive work that Neto was doing to help Malo Gusto. Because Gusto was just pointless. That brother weren't doing anything. Like, we're lucky we even had Neto pulling that amount of work for him defensively. Now, if you take him out and you put him on the left, Gusto's side is getting ripped apart. Ripped apart. And like, that's why we've got Neto there, which means we can't really move what's his name, Palmer to the right, which means I guess we just don't really have any room for João Felix to come on in this game, which is frustrating, but I guess I kind of understand it a little bit more now. I kind of get it. Plus, like, Noni weren't in the squad. We found out it was because his training was bad. Nothing, can't say anything about that. We complain about player power, calm. Like, brothers pushing, what's his name? Maresca is just demanding the best out of players in training, and if you're not playing to that level, you're not starting. It is what it is. It is what it is, and like, he's brought it up before. He's brought it up before, so shit then. Shit then. So yeah, that's why I kind of get the situation that we're in with João Felix, which is just jarring, but we move. We move on that one. Yeah, True Blue, I'm with you, man. Like, I get it. I get it. I'm not going to talk him down for that one. At least now I can kind of understand why we weren't able to bring João Felix on in the game. We move. We move. It's annoying, but it is what it is. There was another super chat. Big up to Rigo Park. Maiji says, Lewis, please talk about Colwill's defensive lapses. He gets too much cover and not enough heat. His awareness and decision-making needs improvement. I hear it. I hear it. Like, I saw someone on Twitter posting a picture of like Colwill's positioning for certain goals that we've conceded. And he does seem to have a little habit of keeping players onside. And like, that lack of awareness is something that really needs to improve and needs to improve sharpish. Now, in terms of his overall game, first off, I really didn't see a lot of him in terms of having to defend. Everything was coming on the other side because these men were going through, what's it called? Anthony Robinson. So he didn't really have to do too much defending. Now, I see the positioning for the first goal. Second goal, I still look at that as more for Gusto, Sanchez, to a point Tosin as well. But Tosin's also put in a bad position because of Robert Sanchez. Played a short pass. This is why I was saying for everybody who's like to be, oh, you're scapegoating Robert Sanchez. Oh, Robert Sanchez had a good game. Why are you on to him? Listen, ultimately, he's had another mistake that's led to a goal. I can't be bothered. And nobody is ignoring his game before that. He had a good game. I was bigging him up on the watch along. I was saying, you know what? He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Fair play. Fair play. Calm. Then, hoof. For no reason. For no reason. Into a triangle of Fulham players. While you've got Tosin that's come back for the short pass. Thrown everybody off. Now, I still think Gusto was a lazy shit on the comeback. That pissed me off watching it back. The brother is fucking jogging. It's ridiculous. But just because Sanchez has had a good game does not mean that he's not culpable for the second goal. And we have been in this position with Sanchez multiple times. Multiple times. So forgive me. Forgive me for finally having enough. Forgive me for having enough of yet another mistake leading to a goal from our goalkeeper. The player that we're expecting to be the most consistent. One of the more experienced players in the squad as well. He's one of the oldest players in the team. Constantly making dumb mistakes. It's his fault for the second goal. That's it. Now, if we want to talk the 90 minutes, we can talk Maresca. We can talk about how the players started to get a lot more tired towards the second half. We can talk about how Sancho wasn't that effective. We can talk about Palmer starting to peter off towards the back end of the game. We can talk about Malo Gusto being so bad we had to have Neto doubling up as a wing-back. But for the second goal, it is on Robert Sanchez. And that's it. That's it. And it's ridiculous the amount of defending I saw for that. Because, oh, he just had a good game. He's been good the last couple of games. Nice. Nice. I'm talking about this game. I'm talking about this game. What are we doing? What are we doing? Bad moment. Not a terrible game, but a bad moment. But how many times do I tell you, the further back you go, the less mistakes you're afforded to make? Especially when you're in goal. Especially when you're in goal. When you make a mistake and you're in goal, you're very likely to have conceded a goal off that. Which is why the standard as a goalkeeper is so high. Which is why he made that mistake for the second goal. Done. Done. So what are we doing? What are we doing? But on the Colwill thing, I do agree. Like, he has got a little bit of an awareness issue with the defensive line. I need to see him improve on that. I do need to see him improve on that. So yeah, big up to you, Rigo Park. Shout out, my guy. The goal was 6 to 7 passes. How's that on Sanchez? Number one, the long pass, pointless. Number two, because he's ignored Tosin, now Tosin's in a position where everybody's playing him onside. So it all comes from him. Like, I understand, like, you do a lot of defending for Robert Sanchez, and fair play to you for that. You're much more patient than I am. But please, please, I can give you that he had a good game. He's responsible for the second goal. Allow it. But big up to you, Daniel, anyway. Big up to you, my guy. Bless. Shout out to TJ Warren as well, saying big up, Lewis. Just dropping by to say Happy New Year, bro. Potch out forever. Come on, man. Big up, bro. Smash the likes, people. And up the Chelsea. Up the Chelsea, because we're not saying that last line. We're not saying that last line still. Well, shout out to Blues Enthusiast saying, thank God we have a quick turnaround. Yeah, and a great opportunity for us to turn things around. Because, like, long term, obviously, there's just no panic. There's no Maresca out. Nothing like that. We still have a very favorable run of fixtures coming up. Yeah, we've had a bit of a blip with the last two games. I do really think it's just a blip. I think I even saw a quote where Maresca said that we're going to expect changes for the Ipswich game, which gives me more optimism in general, because, like, at least he's identifying that there was something that needed to change, and I think Maresca has done enough in the last couple months that we can afford him time to identify the issues and work on it. Like, nobody should be even close to, like, being manager out or any of that bollocks. If anybody is, seek immediate help and all of that. But like, obviously, there's no real reason to panic. I just look at this game in isolation, and I'm very annoyed. Very annoyed. Because shouldn't have been a loss. I would have liked to have seen a victory. I got to give credit to Fulham as well. Their game plan was really good. The press, especially in the second half, was ridiculous. Guys like Anthony Robinson, Alex Iwobi were causing us all sorts of issues. And Marco Silva made the right substitutions, and it led to both goals for Fulham. I have to give them credit. This is not just an old Chelsea fell apart. No, Fulham did their thing too. But in spite of that, we should have still handled the game a lot better than that. A lot better. So obviously we're annoyed about it. I don't think anybody is genuinely concerned about Chelsea's future. Maybe guys like Hanad in the chat, shout out to him. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people are genuinely worried about our future and everything. It's just today that was a howler. Big howler. Big howler. You just gotta look at the reasons for it and keep it stepping. That's why I'm also getting sick of this whole fucking, oh, but you're meant to be the chill guys and everything, and this whole narrative that, oh, now we should be getting cooked because we said we're not in a title race, and games like this have kind of showed us naivety. Naive game, naive result is shown. And then you get idiots like this on Twitter going, Chelsea were doing well till they started doing this cringe, we're not in a title race gimmick. We're not in the title race mind games. You're spot on. You're not in a title race. You're absolutely shit. It's crazy how we're getting cooked for telling people that we didn't have it in us to win the league this season. And like, here we are in the same position. The same position. How the fuck does that make any sense? We're in a title race and they're pissed that they lost. Yes. Yes. Exactly that. Exactly that. What? Just because we don't think we're in a title race, we should be like, oh, it's okay. It's okay that we lost a game. It's okay. It's a West London derby, but who cares? It's the Premier League. It's a football game, but who cares? You lot are idiots. You lot are idiots. How the fuck does that make any sense? Like, I can understand, like, just shameless bants and everything. I'm fine with that, but come with fucking logic. Come with some fucking logic. Like, just because we don't think we're in a title race, we should be accepting of defeats. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? How about this? Like, we stayed consistent and told you guys that we were not in a title race. And here we are after this loss, annoyed because we didn't win, but still telling you the same thing that we told you a week ago. We are not in a title race. We are not in a title race. I said, Lewis, speak on how Maresca is a fraud. Are you talking about the Never a Foul one? Are you talking about the Never a Foul video? Because I can't lie. I think I might leave that to Carefree Reacts still. I might leave that one for that. Drop a little video later or some shit. Because that was so dumb. So dumb. To the point where, like, I can't even be bothered. Arta, if you go back to, like, the court session that Never a Foul did yesterday, there was an Aston Villa fan that was saying, this shows that Maresca is a fraud. Yeah. Even though, like, probably Maresca's most impressive performance this season was dunking on your football club at home. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? I said an Aston Villa fan, by the way, talking about fraudulent managers. How about you focus on getting yourself back into the top 4 conversation, mate? How about you focus on that? I swear these men got bopped 3-0 off the park yesterday anyway. Yeah, they lost 3-0 to Newcastle. Man are talking to me about Maresca's a fraud, bruv. I gotta look at your club, bruv. What is this? What is this? It's utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. But yeah, another thing as well, like Malo Gusto, my brother. This is starting to become more than just a form problem. What is going on? What is going on? He was struggling out there, and this time it was him on the right hand side. This was him on the right. I've seen you on the left, and I let you off because you're not comfortable on the left hand side. Well, the right. What happened on the right, man? Like I'm getting really, really frustrated with him now. Really, really frustrated. And obviously, he's still our starting right back option. I still believe in his potential. Let's not get it twisted. Like we know the Gusto that we saw last season. We know there's a good player in there. It's just, can you come out now, please? Can you come out now? We need to start seeing it. We have Pedro Neto doing wing back shifts to look after you. Literally look after you. So something needs to change. Something needs to change within Gusto because like this isn't good enough. This really isn't good enough. And I don't know what it's going to be. Is he just going to take a lot longer to understand his role within the system? Because part of me is thinking it's a bit more than that. Like the 1v1s. He's struggling in isolation. The passing, sometimes he's actually got decent moves within the build-up play. Sometimes it's just sideways and just not really that effective. But Malo Gusto was dead-ass the worst player on the pitch yesterday. The worst player. It was ridiculous. And again, because of that, Neto has to have more defensive responsibility. Because of that, we spoke about the João Felix situation from before. We couldn't bring him on because of balance. Balance. And the balance was because like we had to have extra support on the right. So here we are. Here we are. Stop this waffle against Gusto. You just Neto and Tosin lover. I don't even know what you're waffling about, mate. That is literal waffle. And also, by the way, like, does anyone genuinely think Neto was poor? The man is literally doing 2 jobs at once to accommodate for Malo Gusto. And in spite of that, still made some good crosses into the box. First half, there was a lot of really good low crosses into the box that weren't handled with. Second half, which one was the delivery to Cucurella? That was it. Cucurella came from Neto. In spite of him having to help defensively as well. There was a lot of periods in that game where I saw him further back than Gusto. He was further back than Gusto for periods of the game. And man want to talk about Neto being the problem. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I can't hear none of that. Can't hear none of that. Shout out to Rams in the chat as well. Bears. I guess it's your get back for Hudson-Odoi burying you lot at Anfield. So yeah, 1-1. 1-1. 1-1 it is. I understand. I understand that. It's crazy. I guess you saw my reply. Still blaming Sanchez. I'm not blaming him for the loss. I'm blaming him for the second goal. The second goal. If you want to talk about it from a 90-minute perspective, it isn't just Sanchez. If you're going to talk to me about the second goal that we've conceded, it's Sanchez. No matter what performance he had before that point, the second goal is on Robert Sanchez. The 95 minutes or so, whole team's got to hold that. Manager's got to hold that. But for the second goal, that moment in isolation is on Robert Sanchez. I don't know how much clearer I can be about this. I don't get it. Simple short pass is there. Take a touch, who knows? You might have a more accurate pass. Probably not. Probably not. Like, he misplaced, like, nearly all bar 2 of his long passes. But again, here we are. Here we are. But if people want me to talk about the positives in Sanchez's game, his cross collection was good. He knew when to come out at the right times to stop shots, and his sweeping was good. There you are. I can tell you that he had good attributes before that moment, but second goal is on him. Say what you want, cope all you want, it's on him for the second goal. That's it. Don't make that dumb long pass. He didn't even take a fucking touch. Fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. And it's not the first time when he's had a good game and then done something stupid that's led to a goal. Man United, anyone? Man United. Same thing. Very good in that game. Bozo moment for the pen. Bozo moment with the pen. Just like that. This is why I'm tired of it. Because even when he has a good game, I'm still shook. Because he's going to do something dumb. He's just going to. So I can't be bothered with it. I'm not listening to like any more Sanchez Defense League bollocks. I cannot be bothered for it. Man has a good run of games, still drops a bozo moment that leads to us losing a game. Great. Great. Just when you think he's turned the corner, he moonwalks back round it. And now we're just all doing copium because, oh, he had a couple good games this month. Great. Have some more. Have some more. Because if we had a competent goalkeeper that I could trust in, maybe we wouldn't be doing chill guy gimmick. Maybe we wouldn't be doing that. Maybe we'd actually believe we have a chance. But here we are. Here we are. Here we fucking are. Chelsea still has time for my Hanukkah present. Ipswich. I still think we beat Ipswich. Don't get it twisted. Still think we beat Ipswich. I still think we can go on a run straight off this loss. These two games are a blip. No reason to panic. No reason to be concerned about Chelsea and reaching our targets and none of that crap. But, nah. Nah. Shard says, given your logic, Fernandez should be at fault for the last goal for having his pass attempt blocked, forcing Tosin to run back and hoof the ball. Huh? I'm very confused. 1 second. I can get the full game up quickly. And I'll go and have a look at that. So, highlights and full matches. Chelsea 1, Fulham 2. It's going to have an ad in it. Yeah, cool. Let me get through this ad quick. I'm going to go look through that myself. Shout out to you, Shard, anyway. Big up for the donation. Big up still. If that's the case, Enzo Fernandez can share some of the blame too. Like, I ain't got no problem with that. But I want to see that. So where is it? Where is the pass back? Forward, 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 forward. Here we go. That is a very lazy pass, to be fair. That is a very lazy switch. So I do see what you're talking about. Caicedo lays it to Enzo. He's got time. He's got a lot of time. He's tried to go for a switch and he's just shot it straight at Muniz. I hear that. I hear that. He can take some of the blame too. Fine. That is fine by me. So fair enough, Shard. That's a very good point that you've bringing up. So fair play. Fair play. He can take part of the responsibility too. That is fine. Because there was other options there. That's a very lazy pass for him to make. Big up to you though still. That also doesn't take away anything I've said about Sanchez's decision-making either, because that was still poor from him. But Enzo? Yeah. He could have done better there too. Oh, another Sanchez scapegoat. Cry, man. Cry. How about this guy have a consistent 90 minutes and then we're not going to be complaining about him? How about don't have an error leading directly to a turnover and leading to a goal in a West London derby and we're not going to complain about it? How about that? Don't care. I am not here to fucking play pity parties and all of that shit. Fuck all of that garbage. All of that. But yeah, hopefully we see Jorgensen start. Because we did rotate for Southampton. I'd like to see kind of the same energy for Ipswich. I'd love to see that. Now, hopefully we do, but yeah, is what it is. Why does Sanchez have such a high save percentage, bro? It's a good shot stopper. You see my complaints with Sanchez, it's never about shot stopping. I don't think he's a bad shot stopper. I think he makes bozo moments. He is the definition of bozo gene. That's my problem. I don't really complain about his shot stopping. When you hear me talk about Sanchez, I don't say he's shit at shot stopping. I say his decision making is shit. His passing is shit. And these are my problems, especially when we're playing in a system like Maresca's, because we need a reliable goalkeeper to play out the back. And he ain't that. He just ain't. He just ain't. Like we said, there was like players with worse other performances as well, like Gusto, not good enough. Palmer, I actually thought he was good first half, but he seemed to lose his game by the end of the match. Like too many unnecessary flicks and some missed passing opportunities too. That wasn't great. Sancho, slow things down a bit too much. Now, I know that is his game, so I'm not really ripping him too much for that. But it's, again, why I wanted to see him come off and us bring João Felix on. I think we needed somebody that was going to be a little bit quicker and a bit more ruthless in terms of when he's going to go for the shot. But that's Sancho. That's also why we rate Sancho as a player, but it just wasn't really the right game for him, in my opinion. Tosin, I thought, had some good moments. Some shaky moments playing out the back as well. I think he lost his man as well for the equaliser. Not great. And who else? Yeah, Colwill already said he needs to be a lot better in terms of reading the last line of defense. He needs to be a lot better than that. Man's asking, do you think Caicedo will get a rest at Ipswich? I'm actually not too sure. Because I know Vega might come back into the lineup because he was another one taken out for technical reasons. But bar that, we seem a little bit light on options because Cassidy and Dewsbury Hall clearly aren't trusted by the manager. And I know Maresca came out and he said Dewsbury Hall was injured. That still don't mean nothing to me. I still don't think he rates him like that. Dewsbury Hall, I did my research into this. He has had 5 appearances off the bench for an average of like 10 minutes each. And he weren't even in the squad for half of our Premier League matches. Brother ain't trusted. I just don't seem rated like that. Whatever. I'm not that fast. Maybe we might have to look into recalling another one of our midfielders. It might be Santos, because there was rumours of us buying some Portuguese talent and sending him over to Strasbourg instead. Or it could be Leslie Ugochukwu coming back. One or the other. Now, I do think Leslie's just ultimately the easier decision to make, because I know we don't care about it, but Clear Lake and Blueco have only just started to rebuild trust within Strasbourg. And if you take Santos away from them, yeah, that might be irreparable. That might still be irreparable because he's their standout player this season. But I'm also not complaining if they do it. I'm selfish. Like, if we want to bring Santos back, you go wheel him straight back. Get him on the first Eurostar back to London. But part of me thinks it's probably going to be Leslie because it is just easier. He did start against West Ham, but ultimately he's had minimal minutes there. Minimal minutes. You could probably just recall him. Simple, no real complaints. Does give you more depth in the midfield. And, like, to be fair, you weren't even that bad in pre-season. You really weren't that bad. Wasn't that bad at all. Nah, Jazza, like, I get why Santos got loaned. Come on, man. I get it. At the time, it made a lot of sense. We're not sure how many minutes he's going to get. Ultimately, he's going to get a much better chance to develop in a similar system to what we're doing at Strasbourg. And they needed him as well. And we also needed to, like, what's the word? We needed to repair relations with them. So it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Did he ask to be loaned as well? Fair enough. Fair enough. But now it's just got to a level where we might need a bit more of that depth. We might need a bit more of that. Shout out to Alex in the chat as well, my G. Don't count your chickens. It's not the new year, but everyone seems to think. That's why I said we weren't in a title race. Look, a chill dog. Chill dog on the top right. For me, it's all about confirming top 4 and then seeing what we can do after the fact. And yeah, like, this is still a blip to me. I'm not really panicking about anything. We are still in a much better position than we were last season, but 2 dud games. 2 games that we should have handled a lot better that we didn't. That we really didn't. But yeah, shout out to Daniel as well, saying there's no Sanchez Defense League, there's no Sanchez lovers, there's no Sanchez fans. Most people are annoyed he's the only one that gets the blame. But here's what I think a lot of people are getting things twisted. We are not saying Sanchez was the only thing wrong with that game and the only reason why we didn't win that game. We are saying that for the winning goal, he is taking the majority of the blame. We're saying that he takes the majority of the blame. And then other people are seeing that and getting in their feelings saying, oh, but he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. Well, why you got an agenda against him? Why'd you hate Robert Sanchez? Like, he's even done anything to deserve this level of protection. Like, we're treating him like he's fucking Palmer. Like, I don't get it. I didn't even say he had a bad game. He had a bad moment. He had a bad moment that led to the winning goal. So you're going to take a portion of the blame regardless of your game leading up to that point. That's just it. That is really just it. Now, big up to you as well, man. Big up to you as well, bro. You've been here for 10 minutes and all I've heard is blaming Sanchez. Well, here's the thing. It's been a 40-minute stream, brother. So, don't know what to tell you. If it was a 10-minute stream, I'd understand you. If I'd been live for 10 minutes, I would get you. But it's been a 40-minute stream. There was a 5-minute timer and the rest we've been talking about the game. So, forgive me if you hopped into the stream during my Sanchez rant. Not my problem, innit? Not my problem. But big up to you anyway. Big up to you. Big up to Crawley Eagle, saying, can't wait for you to come to our park next week. Are you sure? Are you sure? Alberto, no worries, man. I understand we all get heated, even myself, just based off the loss. It's calm. But we know it's more than just Sanchez. This has been the point I've been trying to make, and probably why I've still been stuck on the Sanchez situation in general. Because I'm too busy trying to explain to people that, like, it's not just him, but for the second goal, solely, he has to hold that. He has to hold that. And for me, it's just enough. I've had enough. Genuinely just had enough. But even with that in mind, like, I agree, Maresca's game management wasn't that existent. It wasn't there. Meanwhile, Marco Silva's making changes and, like, Fulham are growing more and more into the game. We weren't. We weren't. I would have liked to have seen a bit more changes. But even then, like, I kind of get what Maresca's saying with the reasons why we couldn't have got João Felix on. And that was also my biggest gripe coming out of the game. I was thinking, what the fuck does João Felix have to do to just get an opportunity to come off the bench? And I can't lie, like, Maresca explained it well, and I get it. So now my anger towards that moment has dropped a lot. Because I get why we couldn't have brought him on. Neto is doing 2 jobs in 1, protecting Malo Gusto. So we just got to look at that. That's been the problem. Also, Reece James, please come back. Please come back. I fucking beg, man. If you need a hamstring, take mine. I just sit here in a corner all day. It's not like I fucking need it. Please. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting utterly ridiculous. Pequeno said, what did he say about Felix? So he said, we decided to sub on Nkunku for Nico. João plays more or less the same position as Palmer. They played together already, but it's also a matter of balance. And that is why he didn't enter today. And that's why. Balance. My idea would have been take Sancho off, Neto left, Palmer right, Felix in the middle. But then you lose the defensive support that Gusto's getting. Which is kind of why we couldn't have made that many changes in terms of the forward line. Which is annoying. Which is annoying. I say maybe Felix could have played off the left. Maybe, to be honest. Maybe, to be honest. I could actually kind of hear that. I could actually hear that. Because my thing with Felix is that he's going to provide me a quick shooting option. Where Sancho is more like, let me wait for the perfect opportunity to come out. Felix is just going to try and beat a man, pause, and just shoot. Just shoot. And True Blue, I agree with that as well. And Nkunku on for Jackson, I don't get. Because I'm sure Maresca came out a week or two ago and said that he don't see Nkunku as a striker. Why is man coming on as a striker? Like, again, I look at situations like that Nkunku handball, and I think Mark Hiu probably doesn't struggle with that duel as much because he's a pressing demon and he looks like he's got that PMP in his game. Now, again, whether Mark Hiu has the application or the experience to have even come off the bench and given us something that would have won us the game in 15 minutes, I can't tell you that. I can't guarantee you that. But, well, let's find out. Let's find out. If he ain't at that level, cool, we move. We know. We found that out with Broja last season. We gave him minutes. He weren't good enough. We know. Nkunku, I don't think is going to do well in terms of battling for duels like he would have. And so I see moments where we're playing long balls in, and I think it probably could help. He probably would be able to benefit from that a little bit more than what Nkunku would have done. So, yeah, look, I get it. Like, people who are annoyed about the manager, like, I understand it too. I understand it too. I don't think Nkunku was, like, the right move for us. I really don't. Maybe just ain't got a lot of faith in him. And to Jay, I see you in the chat. Too early for Giu for me, I can't lie. I get it. We haven't seen him in the league to say outright, bring him on, he's going to win us the game. But I look at his profile, and I think no harm in finding out. You got to take off Jackson to, like, give him some rest. There's no harm in finding out. Fuck it. If he ain't good enough, he ain't good enough. We know. I ain't going to rip Maresca for that. At least we tried. Has he even come off the bench for us in a league game? Has he even come off the bench for us? Mark Hughes stats. Trying to I don't remember for the life of me, but yeah, he came on against City. And yeah, that's it. He had 23 minutes against City, and that was it. That was it. Maldini, which pies tweet, bro? Which pies tweet? Shout out to Prez saying Nkunku left wing, Neto left wing, Nkunku 10, Palmer right, EU striker with 15 minutes left. Again, though, you lose the defensive solidity that, well, protection that Neto would be giving you. So, yeah. I still don't think it would have been the right one. Still don't think it would have been the right one. But big up to you, man. That the only player he didn't want was Felix. Huh? I have to go find that one. Where did he say that? There's stuff about Felix not coming on due to the off the ball balance. Where is it? Oh, is it the Gillian Balaguer quote? So I probably butchered his name still, but I've talked to the director of football, ownership, and Maresca himself at a time where everyone was having a go at Chelsea. The club basically want Enzo to be the coach of the players they give him. The only player he perhaps wasn't so convinced by was João Felix, but the club said, please take him. We know you're going to make him better. The rest of the players are the ones he wanted. The club have said to him that if he wants a player, let them know, but the player has to be under 24 years of age, as the club want to create this squad of hungry players that have the ability to improve. So the player he weren't so convinced by was João Felix, according to Gillian Balaguer. But then why does he talk about João Felix being the sort of player that people pay to watch and all of that? Because I'd hear that if he didn't speak so highly of him in press conference. Like, yeah, he's not going to rip him either. He's not going to do the whole 180. But he talks about him like he thinks really fondly of him. Like he really rates him as a player. No, Maldini, like I get it, but I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. I get he's not going to rip into him, but he's going out of his way to praise him at the same level as Cole Palmer. That kind of stands for something. That kind of stands for something. So I don't really know if I believe that. Maybe like he didn't ask for Felix outright, because I could understand that. That works with the timeline. We were meant to go in for Omrodion, and then we switched to João Felix because we couldn't get the Omrodion transfer through because of that medical. So I understand that. But in terms of him not rating João Felix as a player, I find that more hard to believe. I find that a bit harder to believe than that. Yeah, Maldini, I hear that. Omrodion was meant to be the pick. Us switching, I said when it happened, us switching from Omrodion to João Felix only exposed that the game plan was sell Gallagher and just figure everything out after that. We can't get Omrodion, fine. We're going to go get João Felix instead. Maresca not rating him is where I'm not sure. Yeah, just not needing the summer at all. Again, I hear that. But the way this thing is set out, it's like we're trying to say that you don't rate him, which I don't get. Because again, like Balahay says, the only player he wasn't so convinced by was João Felix. That's meant to be hinting that you don't rate him. I don't know. I don't know about that. But thank you for bringing that up anyway. Cam, I hear it. Gusto is too lazy tracking back. Shout out to Shard with the super chat earlier. That Enzo pass before that was poor. Sanchez, though, you have no reason to hoof that. You have completed 2 out of 14 long passes in this game. Fucking play it short to the guy that's right next to you. So to me, he's taking the most of the blame. He's taking the majority. He has the biggest slice of the cake for the second goal. That's it. And shout out Assad, like one day you will give up on Pochettino. But the fact that you're comparing final 18 games to first 18 games says a lot about where your agenda is. Compare the start. In fact, I didn't get a chance to drop the tweet because obviously we lost and everything, so I weren't really in the mood for the daily fuck Poch tweet. Fuck Pochettino, by the way. Fat prick. Premier League table after 18 games, seeing as we want to be cheeky. Let's be cheeky. Where was Chelsea after 18 games last season? See, I want to talk about, oh, but Poch isn't the worst thing ever. Say less. I got something for you, bruv. Aha! Yes, I am. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. So, where is Assad? I'm coming back to your comment. There you are. 11th. 11th last season. There's the manager you're still sucking up to. Why are we comparing Poch's start? You judge a new coach on how the last coach left you off. I'm judging how both managers have impacted the squad. One has us in second after 18 games. The other one has us in 11th. Oh, but United fans judge Amorim on Ten Hag's end. Oh, yes, because Manchester United fans are the beacon of knowledge for us to admire and look up to, innit? Yeah. Come on, Assad, you're better than this. You are much better than this. Trust! All my thing was with Poch was just go on a fucking run. Oh, Shashir, sorry, man. Sorry, my head's still gone over the Fulham game. Public apology to Shashir. I'm sorry, mate. This is the thing about text. It's so fucking hard to figure out what people's points are and what it's directed at and the tone. So I apologize to you. So sorry, mate. So sorry. Assad, though, you can hold that. Trying to be shameless. Soon I'm going to call. You are welcome any damn time, bro. You are welcome anytime. I will gladly send you the link. Because what is this? What is it? Yeah, fair enough. You know what? Cool. That's cool. That is cool. But yeah, 11th place. Cool. You still do that comparison. You still run that comparison. Neto for the first goal needs questioning. I can't tell whether he actually got hit or not because I saw him clutching his jaw and everything. I know a lot of people are saying like he fell down too easily. I've seen the Fulham commentary for that equalizer, and it's just laid Neto out to dry. Like the commentator's going, "Oh, get up yet," and then he's realizing he can't swear or nothing like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You see, like even us in the chat, we're not sure. So I was trying to look back at the angles of it. I still couldn't tell. And also, I look at Iwobi's build. Like, I'm not surprised he could body check him. I'm really not. Neto ain't wham like Iwobi is. Iwobi's a fucking unit. And like his ball carrying was crazy yesterday. Like Iwobi did his thing. He did his thing. But if I can't tell you for a definitive fact that he faked it, I'm not going to cuss him out like he did. I'm not. So I don't really know what to say about that. I don't really know what to say about it. A9, DM me, bro. I'll drop you the link when I send it out. I'm going to drop it in a few minutes anyway. Going to drop in a couple of minutes. I've just clicked on the timeline. I've just seen the same thing from Bobby Shite Views that Assad tried to bring up. Oh, let's compare Poch's last 18 games to Maresca's first. Some of these men have genuinely been itching for Chelsea to drop points in the game just so they can start turning their narrative on him. I saw fucking AI Minerals also tweeting about, oh, toxic positive merchants, where are you? What do you mean toxic positive? We're second. We are literally second about toxic positivity. What are you talking about? What's toxic about being happy about the club being in second? Makes no sense at all. But here we are. Some man have just genuinely been waiting for Chelsea to slip up a little bit just so they can bring back their expired takes. Watch, if we drop points to Ipswich, man's going to be straight back on the anti-Clear Lake BS. That's why I'm saying I am annoyed about this game. Very, very fucking annoyed. But I do think we turn things around. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for us not to. Look at the games we've got. Palace should be winning. What else? Ipswich should be winning. Wolves should win that. Bournemouth will be a test. Bournemouth will be a little test. But should be winning that. Everything up to City. And if City don't strengthen, should be winning that. Should be winning that one too. So, no, I'm not worried. I'm not scared. I ain't shook or nothing like that. It's just losing to Fulham, man. Losing to fucking Fulham at home. And like, it weren't even one of those losses where, like Liverpool, where I come out that game thinking, just comes down to like minute details and everything. Fulham looked good. And we shouldn't have allowed that. We shouldn't have allowed that. It's Bournemouth at home, True Blue. It's Bournemouth at home. We should not have allowed ourselves to lose. We shouldn't have allowed ourselves to lose like that. The second half was not good enough. The game management wasn't good enough. Gusto on the right-hand side wasn't good enough. Sanchez for the second goal, not good enough. Now, to the forward line, Sancho I didn't think was effective. To the others, like I genuinely think they just got more and more gassed as the game went on. Like Palmer, his application started getting a bit lazier towards the end of the game. Jackson wasn't pressing nearly as much as we'd seen in the first half. All the more reason why I would have liked to have seen some quicker subs. But again, I kind of get the balance argument when it comes to Felix. But the idea of playing him on the left instead and keeping Neto on, I can hear that. That could have potentially been an idea that we tried out too. Potentially. But here we are. Fulham done a number on us. Fucking annoying. Really, really fucking annoying. And I guess, yeah, we just keep it stepping. Let me see if Maresca dropped, if there was any other Maresca quotes worth going through. Because I think, was the press conference today? I for Ipswich. I was seeing a lot of quotes, a few quotes from Maresca doing the rounds. Was Maresca's press conference today? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Interesting. Last night? Wait, what? The maddest thing is I don't see anything on the Chelsea page. Oh, it's a video. It's not a live stream. A 5-minute interview. Okay, fair enough. Aye, fair enough. Oh, yeah, that's the standard time anyway. I'm looking at his other press conference times. 9 minutes, 12 minutes, 6 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, cool. Calm. Yeah, CNAC, trust. All the toxic negatives have just come straight out of the woodwork. Let's assess this as a game. A 90-minute game, and just keep it stepping. So, on Dewsbury Hall being out, no Kiernan is injured. Okay. Football London's got all the quotes. How highly do you rate Kieran McKenna? Doing fantastic since he joined Ipswich. Oh, fucking pop-ups everywhere. Move. What sort of challenge is this for your side? All the Premier League games are complicated. No matter the other team, you see every game we play, it's always complicated. You see the other team, you struggle to beat teams. And I think the Ipswich game will be exactly the same. We have a bad feeling about the game we just lost against Fulham. Hopefully we can come back with 3 points after this game. Noni will be in contention for the squad against Ipswich, as expected. How do you pick apart the defeat? For sure, after a game, you need to go again no matter the result, especially this month. I think in December, we already played 8 or 9 games in 25 to 27 days. So now it's also important to recover the energy and go again on Monday. And then if we're going to make 1 change, 2 changes, or 3 changes, we will see. It does sound like he's hinting at it, at least. Now it's a bit early, but for sure we're going to change something. Okay, so that's more than a hint. He is going to change something. Good. He's earned enough faith that, like, we'll just see how I handle the next few games. Like, who cares? Cool. Dropped Noni earlier this season because his level dropped in training. Was it to do with something like that again? Do you have to keep the level high, the competition high? He says, for sure, the competition has to be high, but not only Noni was out, Vega was also not in the squad. And the reason is exactly the same for both of them. There is not any different reason. I think that's a hint that it's training. Even though people say no, but it's a technical situation. I do kind of think it is the training thing. Just based off what I'm looking at, it seems like it. Yeah, and then he says, you've spoken about Noni's training level and maturity in the past. When you've decided to go public with it, how has he responded? Fantastic, very good. He responded very good at that time, so there is no more than that. And then he was asked, you're expecting the same this time? Absolutely. Again, kind of hinting that, yeah, it was a training thing. Was there anything else? Anything worth talking about? Worked with Liam Delap. What makes him special and what potential does he have? Fantastic player for his age. We spent a year together. He scored 22 or 24 goals in that season. Very good striker, as I've said many times. England are quite lucky because they have very good players, very good strikers, and is working hard off the ball. On the ball, he understands the game and he can score goals. Because of his age, he can be an important player for England. Nice words. Fine words. When you have these setbacks, how important is it to keep the season going with a quick response? Absolutely. We never thought we were going to win every game. We lost the game on August 18th and another 2 months ago, and now another 2 months. But we know the reality is not to lose 1 game every 2 months. So now it's a matter of how we react and try to go again. Pretty fair answer. Dust yourself off and go straight to the next game. Fair enough. I respect that. Don't think he said anything in that press conference that, like, really concerned me or anything. I guess it kind of confirms that it was a training thing. And I have no problems with that. If you're not training to an optimal level, you need to hold that. And if it costs us in a game as a result of that, that's the player's fault. Train better. That's it. That is literally it. That is literally it. That there isn't a better way to describe it than just that. Any other super chats? Big up to Gavman. Big up, Gavman. In fairness, Neil did say Maresca was stubborn when it comes to mixing it up in a game. But I only see that with the subs. In terms of like game management, he's shown that he is flexible in terms of making tweaks. We've seen the halftime subs as well. My biggest thing with his stubbornness is the substitutions and the drop Robert Sanchez. I beg, please. Please just drop this guy. It's driving me insane. It's driving me nuts. But that's about it. In honesty, what Leicester fans have said, I haven't really seen a lot of that come to fruition, except those 2 points. Now, another thing that Leicester fans said was, oh, second half of the season, you're going to see. So, we'll see. We will see. I don't expect there to be a brazy drop-off, just looking at where Chelsea's at and how Chelsea have been doing, but we will see. We shall see. Big up to Dinishan, saying, I've heard some Poch sexuals want Maresca out. Who specifically? Show me clips. Show me tweets, please. I really, really want to see these. So, Dinishan, please send them over. And shout out to Mad Hangry, saying, me and Rob Sanchez smoking blunts listening right now. Look, just tell Sanchez to save the blunts for post-match, not pre-match. And then we'll all be happy. You might make less bozo moments. But, yeah. But I ain't going to knock down someone who wants a little bit of the green. I'd be very hypocritical. I'd be very, very fucking hypocritical for that one, innit? But yeah, like, no. Just annoying. Just that brother is just fucking annoying. Yeah, Dinishan. So who was saying it? Who was saying it? Because I want to know. I want to know still. Yeah. Awards. Sometime next month. Well, not even next month. Like New Year. Yeah, Dinishan, send them over because I really, really want to see that. Oh, shit, Javon's live. Shit, I was going to drop him the link. I'm dropping the link anyway. What's Mo sent me? Oh, it's Gusto's heat map. New Year could be any. Fair. Next week or two, we'll run that. Man's literally like, look at that big ass patch next to Malo Gusto, man. Or just a little bit further forward. Just to give him that extra protection. That's just it. If you're still live when I'm done, I'll redirect. Cool. All right, yeah, let me drop this link. I'll see if anyone wants to still chop up the game. If they don't, I completely get it. I'm easy. But yeah, big up to everyone. A9, I think you said you wanted to hop on as well. DM me, bro. Twitter or Instagram, I'll drop you the link. I'm very easy. I don't mind. But yeah, we'll see what everybody is saying. Shout out to everyone that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that shit. Yeah, still bum Pochettino, because why not? Fuck that guy. And yeah, we will see what everyone is saying. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to everybody. And all of that shit. Hurry up and work, you fucking shit bastard. Calm. Yeah, back again's live at 11. Oh, Yasser wants a link. Yeah, say less. I don't think we've had you on the channel before. Fuck it. Let's just drop the link. Cool. Yasser, there you are. There you are, bro. Oh, shit. Yeah, Brendan wants a link as well. Yeah, let me send that link over too. Fuck it. Bare newbies. Let's go. Let's go. Right, yeah, nearly done, guys. Nearly done. Up the Chelsea. And I'll be real, guys. I don't know if we're going to do a hate watch tonight because Arsenal Ipswich, is there a point? Is there genuinely a point? So they're getting whooped. I would love to believe that the Tractors have something for us. I don't think they do. I don't think they do today. I don't think they do today still. Cool. Nearly done, guys. Nearly done. Just has to fuck up. Done it. Calm. What's Fat? Oh yeah, what's Fatta sent me? Oh, the Morecambe ticket. Oh, my guy. Perfect. Perfect. Calm. Calm. Yes, Scott, what are you saying, man? 24 hours removed from that shit show.
Yeah. I hate this fan base. Just gonna put that out there.
I don't think you've liked this fan base for like 3 years.
No, that's true. But this fan base somehow every time I seem to think that we're going over the hill, we're cresting the hill. No, it's straight back down. Like I've had this so far today. I've had to have a debate with someone who was cussing out and shitting on Noni, despite the fact he didn't play. And it wasn't about the training thing. It was like talking about he wouldn't have done anything in the game yesterday. This guy didn't play yesterday. Wasn't even on the bench, and we're shitting on Noni. Okay, cool. And then I'm having to see Sanchez defenders in the chat. If you're a Sanchez defender, by the way, you're an enemy of this club. You're an enemy of progress.
Like, I ain't gonna argue that one down either.
He's also, by the way, I'm not doing this. He's completely at fault for the final goal. Completely at fault. No Enzo, no Gusto, no. He's at fault entirely for the final goal.
Not going to talk me down from it. Like, I'm still annoyed at Gusto and the Enzo stuff. Like, that pass could have been better. But
the pass could have been better, but like it comes back to him. He still has Tosin. He still should clear it up the right side of the pitch. Instead, he clears it to a guy that isn't expecting the ball, has hasn't got the ability in terms of because of where the ball is, he can't recover, and then everyone's out of position.
Yeah, I think your mic just broke a little bit towards the end of that. I don't know what happened. Literally mid-sentence, it just started cracking.
Okay, I'm just saying it's Cucurella can't recover at all.
Yeah, because I'm seeing RSM saying in the chat people are blaming Cucurella too. Where the fuck did they find that from? Shout out RSM.
He can't recover. Then Caicedo steps up because he can see, or he must know what's behind him. So, like, he's not, and then Tosin's out of position.
There we go.
Because he's stepped deeper to receive the ball, and he can't recover.
Yeah, Mike's better, chat. We patterned the mic. It's all good now. But yeah, like Tosin's basically in a position where he's forced everybody on side because he's come back to get the ball too. Another thing that drops on Sanchez. You have shot it at a triangle of Fulham players. It's not even near anybody. That's the bigger problem. Enzo was a lazy pass. I agree with that one. But again, the ball goes to Sanchez, and that's what triggers the motion that leads to the goal because that is the turnover. That is the turnover of possession. Enzo didn't turn the ball over. Tosin didn't turn the ball over. Even Gusto didn't. It was Sanchez. I don't get why it's so difficult, but he had a good game. I don't get how he's being so defended like this.
No, do you know
like he's actually contributed for us in the last 2 years. No, he ain't Caicedo. He ain't Palmer. He ain't Cucurella. It's stupid.
The thing is, I actually think he had a good game up until that moment in terms of shot stopping.
Me too.
Distribution is what it is. Nothing he did prior to that mistake means anything because he cost us a point. He threw the game away. So nothing he did beforehand makes any difference. It doesn't matter.
And what I don't get, why is it so difficult for people to clock that? That's all we're saying.
The worst keeper we've ever had at this football club, bar none. that I've seen. Like, there is not a single keeper that's worse. He makes Kepa look like Neuer.
You see, I was iffy about the Kepa argument yesterday, but I got your point. Now I'm not.
There's not a worse keeper I've seen in this football club.
At least Kepa's short, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At least
I guess
Kepa's
stuff
short.
you
You
can't handle with, like you
Yeah.
can't lengthen your arms.
But for me, it started, you know, with Sanchez. It started from when Gusto passed him the ball. I don't know if you guys remember it. Someone gave the ball to Gusto, and he was a bit under pressure, and he passed it to Sanchez.
No, I watched it back. It was the
Enzo.
Enzo went for a switch. He hit Muniz, and the deflection sent it back towards Sanchez, who came out to collect the ball.
First time.
I remember because remember there was a pass. And I'm talking before the one that led to goal. I think mid game somewhere, Gusto got the ball, passed it to him, and he almost passed it back to the striker.
Yeah, to like
That's
to Raul.
From there on, it almost kind of was like, okay, he might be back now, because that's when he should have cleared it. In that instant, you clear it, and he tried to kind of pass it.
Here's the thing.
Under so much pressure, but
here's the thing about Sanchez.
Yeah.
The wrong that what he did. You do not go across the field when you clear the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You do not go from one side to the farther side. You can see what he did. If you look at the possession, what Enzo tried to do, he tried to pass the ball to the far post, and he hit the Fulham player.
Yeah.
Fulham player rebounds to Sanchez. Sanchez tried to do the same thing, but you don't do it from the farthest. If you will look at the distance between where Sanchez hit the ball and where Enzo hit the ball, tried to cross across the field, you just don't do that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Look, you see the far post. You see both hands up.
Yep.
That's why Enzo was trying to pass it. Fair enough. He mishit it. Ball hit the player. But the problem is when Sanchez gets that ball, Sanchez goes for the same pass for the same player. But you don't do that from that position. And Alexander does not do that.
Because Alex, what happens if you notice, if you move it a little bit further on, I don't know if you see it from this angle, because of what Enzo did, everyone in the Fulham backline takes a step up. So Cucurella, and I think that's Palmer.
Yes.
Anyway, so they're not expecting to get that ball.
If I remember correctly, that was from a set piece, right? We got the ball rebound from set piece. This is Enzo had the ball from set piece before. That's how we end up in that scenario. So a player is already in advanced position. You see what I'm saying? My problem is with the goalkeeper. When you try to do that long of a distance, you have to lift the ball high. What happens in the stadiums when you lift the ball too high? It stops. That's why medical helicopters cannot land inside the stadiums, because it's the big air drift up top. You hit the ball high and it stops. It does not reach certain point. So what he did, it was madness from Sanchez's point of view. But the whole game is not only because of that moment. The whole game was way more. Nobody can tell me that everybody was comfortable with 1-0 the way the game going. We had the warning signs throughout the game. We had constantly warnings and behind warnings. I've never seen Neto playing so much defensive instead of freaking D'Artagnan from freaking France. That mustache bastard. I start to hate him. I start to hate the Gusto. When he did the freaking heel pass to nobody, he like, if you will find that play, it's at the end of the game. We already 1-1. He tried to pass it like the roll ball backwards towards the Palmer, and he didn't even get close to the Palmer. The opposition got the ball and start running counter towards us, or maybe that was how we conceded the first goal. But anyway,
before the first goal for Fulham.
Yes, I think when he's done it, Neto was actually higher than him. Neto start running. Gusto didn't even attempt to run back. That's how much that freaking person is getting on my nerves.
And yeah, because he was that lazy for the second goal too.
Exactly. And Neto was more defended. That set piece that Neto gave away, it's because Gusto wasn't there. Neto was running back because Gusto wasn't there. Oh my God.
His bomb forward gets beaten by Iwobi. He's trying to figure out his position. Doesn't get to Robinson in time. And then Neto gets taken down by Iwobi.
That for me... And
then he's still jogging back after that point. And Tottenham's basically in a 2v1. I swear, man,
if you will watch the game again, just keep an eye on Gusto, what he did all game. Yo! When you're watching the games with emotion first time, you will not pay attention. But I swear, man, if you will watch the game for the second time and just keep an eye on Gusto extra a little bit.
No, I've seen it. I was watching it earlier today, but like my focus for the first goal, I was trying to see if like Neto actually got hit or not. I wasn't too sure. I still aren't sure, but I don't care. If it's 50,
because Neto tried to shield him off a little bit, but then I think Iwobi caught him.
A mixture of like three people, Gusto being one of them. Like he steps out for no reason. He did that. It was the same thing I was cussing out Disassi for against Everton. Like whenever Ndai would move, he would follow him. It was the same with Gusto. Whenever like Iwobi would move, he'd follow him like a lost puppy, and so he's just vacating the space. That's how Robinson gets down the left hand side. Is because he just steps out.
I don't know what's happened to him, but the IQ is not.
But for me, it looks like every time he can't invert at all.
It's not.
It's almost like he goes into mid. Like even yesterday,
the thing is,
certain times in the game, he was playing like right center.
Yesterday, he didn't invert once.
Exactly. That's my point. He was saying the fullback, and
he played as a centre back yesterday. It was crap.
And it was still Neto was the one that defending more than him. How is that possible?
Well, I was going to say, because he literally went from having his best game of the season against Brentford at right centre-back to having one of his worst at right centre-back. We're past the point. This isn't inverting anymore. It's the same issue I have with Disassi. Like, nothing you do is good. It doesn't matter whether you're inverting, overlapping, playing centre-back, playing right-back. It doesn't matter what you're doing this season. Nothing works. Defensively, you're terrible. Going forward, we already know you're bad. You can't pass. Like, it's like Jimmy said yesterday, it's like this guy's stupid. Like, he's genuinely like he's been dropped on his head.
Left side, there's a problem. Right side, there's now a problem as well. It's just, I can't be bothered.
Left side is not a problem.
No,
Korea is not a problem.
No, I mean, like, when we had Gusto on the left.
Okay, yeah.
So that's not a left-right problem. That's not a left and right problem. That's a Gusto problem.
Yeah, I mean, Gusto, we had him on the left. Sancho was left.
No matter where you play him, in the midfield inverting, he's not there. Correa plays better in that position. He's not playing the defense when he stays as a fullback. He's not playing the right fullback when he's advancing. When he's advancing, his crosses. I remember people telling me like, what's the name? James, watch out. My God, I saw it from then. He still cannot cross it. I don't care. He played good as defensive last season. He did not get beat that often as a fullback. That's the thing that I noticed. He didn't get. But going forward last season, he did not make crosses.
Yeah, that's been my issue. Is like, and that's why I thought playing right centre back would be good. Because going forward last season was hit and miss. So he doesn't have to do that right centre back. And the thing he was good at last season was defending. And that's the thing this season that's fallen off a cliff is the defensive work.
Exactly.
I thought, okay, because last season we were saying he was the best 1v1 defender in the team last season, bar none.
I swear I thought we have Aspilicueta last season. Fact. I swear.
It was Aspilicueta.
I was like, oh my God, finally a fullback that cannot be beat one-on-one. That was my initial thing. But you see, when you get countered and you get countered from offensive position, I can understand you get beat. But when you're not going forward and you in that position of defense and you still get beat, there's not enough books of Three Musketeers will save you, because I'm gonna call for your heritage, for your freaking thing as a D'Artagnan. I'm gonna make up the words and names for you will not believe. because
We've
that
already
was
been there, man. This is D'Artagnan now.
We're at the point, bro. I said this on the casual stream last night. Like, he needs to go wherever Tuchel went to, go India, Nepal, like, have a cleanse, bro. We need someone back. We need Fofana,
Ask
Caicedo.
Sancho where he went. Go there.
Like, bro, just go somewhere,
Somewhere in
have a
Holland.
cleanse,
I
an
actually
exorcism. Like, just get everything out of your system, bro, because this ain't you. This ain't you.
here's another thing. I'm done with Nkunku.
Oh,
I
you
don't
and me
want him
both.
even a sub in the sub. I don't want him as a sub.
You and me
I
both.
don't want him. We've been begging him to come as at least some minutes, not 8 minutes substitution. I give credit to Nkunku. He did not get chances from his manager. Yesterday, he came on the 70th minute. I'm sorry, bro, but for 20 minutes, we 1-0 up. You could do something. But with Jackson, as much as I don't like the bomb who crosses from the left side of the field on the sideline with your right foot, like when you try to bend it with your right foot cross, you're not that player, yo.
Oh,
You're
the
not
half.
that player.
I thought he
Bro,
went
he
for a
tried to
shot
the
with
outside
that
the
one.
foot. No, that was a
When he-
cross. He tried to go outside.
There was no way he can shoot from there. That was literally almost
I was gonna say,
almost
bro,
outside
It
the
was like
corner.
one
trying
of
to-
them flare shots. That's why I thought it
No,
was.
but he's trying to hit that with the outside of his foot, and he was on the left side. That's going away from goal. Like,
Exactly.
It's impossible for him to score with the way he tried to hit that.
Anyway.
Impossible. He definitely tried
Nah,
to cross
God
that.
knows
So
what he was
what I'm
trying
sa-
then.
what
I don't
I-
even think there was anyone there for the cross.
Look, one thing that Jackson has, I don't care how bum he is up top, he does know how to press with the players around him. That's number one that Jackson has. Number two, he's still able to physically roll the players. And
That's the most
Nkunku cannot do that. And Nkunku is clueless about the pressing. And
That-
Nkunku is not 9. So if you're going to bring me Nkunku as a center forward, might as well just keep Jackson there. I know what Jackson's capable of. We losing the ball, those bomb shots from Sanchez all the way up top, immediately coming back when Nkunku got on the field. With Jackson, at least they had some kind of timing at the on the top that he could hold on to it.
Mhm.
I don't say Jackson is great striker. We just don't have nobody that can come in for him. So for me, from
That's
now
what I was
on,
saying. I wanted to see Hiu get like 10, 15 to see if he
exactly
that
that
has to
gooey
be the
guy,
sub.
that
At
gooey
that
guy,
point, that has to be the sub.
Yeah,
that
'cause, like,
gooey.
I was saying it earlier. I look at his frame, I look at his intensity, and I think he could at least win those duels against Bassi.
That's what I'm saying.
The thing is,
Or
the thing is,
pressing.
it's not even. It's to me, it's not even the pressing necessarily. I understand that. I don't understand how Nkunku isn't good at pressing, considering where he came from. I don't know how they played with 10 men in that system, but that's another conversation. For me, it's the other thing Alex said. It's that focal point. Like, we had 70 minutes of Jackson making Anderson, Bassi, and Diop's life hell. He
Occupied.
3v1 and held his own. He made their life hell defensively. I was gonna say Anderson was on yellow. He came off. Anderson could have gone and got a drink. Bassi was having left wing sessions, and Diop was just chilling. Bro, all three of them could have taken the day off at the moment Jackson came off.
Exactly.
You know what's even interesting? Like, he really could have brought Lewin, brought Nkunku and Felix in, taking off, I don't know, Sancho, Neto, and still kind of keep the energy in the team. Because it just felt like Fulham just started to really overrun, the whole team. And we just kept falling deeper. It felt like we just couldn't get close to these guys anymore. So if you're going to have these guys on the bench and not use them,
CJ,
bro, it's pointless.
That ball was not holding on up top at all.
It was not staying up there. If you brought
No,
you
it
in, at
wasn't.
least he can win you.
That's another thing.
Yes.
He can win you something. You bring Nkunku in, Felix in, and then you can still kind of keep Fulham on the back for the bit, because you still got to worry about Nkunku and Felix
the
in
worrying
his half
point,
spaces.
CJ, you know the worrying point that I was saying from the beginning. First of all, yesterday's game was more on the manager than anybody else for me, because Gusto than Maresca. But for example, the one thing that I've been saying it from the beginning, there's new generations of managers like Pep, like especially, like, you know what I'm saying? You have plan A and you do the plan B is your plan A with the different players.
Right.
I never like that. I never like, if you don't have a plan B, that means that you know only one way to do stuff and you refuse to learn it. That's ignorance. You know what I'm saying? yesterday was please, for the love of God, please show me one time that the reason why Palmer played so good on the right, he's not a winger, but for some reason he does well over there. Why you do not put him in that position? I'm not saying every game. When you do the sub, bring Felix one time for me, or Nkunku and 10. Those two needs to be playing in 10 and leave Jackson where he is. If you will do that, that means that you will actually strengthen your team without dropping your quality up top. Keep the Jackson in. I don't care. Pikachu, flip the freaking coin. Nkunku or Felix as a 10. And just take Sancho off and put Neto on the left and Palmer on the right. One substitution fix you 3 things.
But here's the thing. I think Neto had to stay on the right solely for the protection of Gusto, which was the bigger problem.
I know, but we are at home. We are at home, and they are 1-1. Or did you get confident throughout the game that we're going to win that game throughout the game?
I was waiting for us to get the second goal.
We need a second now.
Yeah, we needed the second goal to kill that game off, or else
you might not say that we will lose the game, but you constantly had it. But there's too much time at 1-0.
Absolutely, for sure.
There's too much time at 1-0,
and growing and growing,
and growing. The fact that we first 5-10 minutes at the second half we did well, then after that it was complete drop. Complete drop. Like we are not even playing the same. It was, oh my word, that was one of the, and I'm telling you, that's why
I have to give Marco Silva credit, because I think his game management was a lot better than what Maresca was doing in that game.
Oh, it definitely was. And do you know what's annoying as well is like, I don't even think that, like, I think they played well, but I don't think Fulham played as well as we made them look.
Oh, I think they played well. I think they
played well, but like, I think a lot of it or some of it came down to just like if we what we're meant to do in that first half, we're 2-3-0 up going into half time. That's a completely different game. No one's talking about Fulham. No one's talking about Silva out coaching him or whatever. Like that became a problem in the second half because we didn't kill the game off in the first half. Because we didn't create enough and we didn't finish enough in the attacking, like the wingers, especially on that left side, which is terrible. And then, second half, it became a problem because then you could see that Fulham got more confident. They started to possess the ball more. And then that's when Maresca needed to show something and he did nothing apart from bringing Nkunku on, which was a waste of time.
Because there was no intensity as well. Like, especially when we didn't start to, really bring the game to them. We just kind of played like we were winning 2-0 or something, if that makes sense. Like we would chill, like, it was a bit strange. Like at some point you need to up the tempo, because especially when we needed the second goal, we needed to up the tempo and kind of take the game to them, especially when we're at home. And
Josh, I want to address Josh in the chat.
Just to add to like Yasser's point though, just quickly, because I also think like I get what you're saying. I think maybe the players were just a little bit leggy, which is again my issues with the rotation. And that's why I wanted to see subs a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Look, Josh, I agree with you. We had chances. What I'm saying is, with those chances that we had, you never felt confident. The more Leno saves, the more unconfident you become. That's why I'm saying the defense wins you more league titles and more games because of that specific scenario. If you only concede 1 goal, but you're constantly defending well, you have more chances to score the goals. You know what I'm saying? With your defense so stable, you have more chance to score the goal because your defense keeps the goal at the minimum. And you know that it's a Premier League. 1 minute, it's going to be a shift. It's always about the shifts because first of all, it's a football. There will be chances for opposition team. There will be chances. Opposition team thrives on minimum chances, high results. That's what Fulham is. That's what Crystal Palace is. That's what those teams are. They don't create a lot of chances, but when they do, you can always count that they can score more than we are. So that's my concern about I never felt confident. I agree with you. We should have won it. Leno was on fire. I agree with you. There's like 3 or 4 chances we like Leno saved, but that's not that shouldn't be the like thing. The way we
But
collapse, especially in the second half, that's not the reason. The collapse is the obvious one.
also, I wanted to add that, like, I think not really having the options of, like, say, a Noni on the bench, um, I can understand Maresca probably saying, yo, this guy's training the last couple of weeks has not been good, has not been positive. But, bro, that's an option we really needed, especially when Fulham had us in a chokehold. Noni definitely gives you something going forward where he takes on his man and then he creates more space for other people. Like I've
I
always
swear.
been saying, I want Neto to start on the right, but you can see in games like this, Ty
CJ,
makes you bring in Noni,
that
but we have
will
an
show
option.
Gusto how bad he is. Like, oh my God, if Noni was on the field.
The thing is too is like I mean Noni's defensive
Yo,
contributions
Gusto
this
would
season have like they've gotten better, so like I
no,
think
no, no. I refuse that
defensively,
nonsense. Sorry, man. I
I
refuse
think
that.
he's been tracking back a bit better. You can
Yeah, but
definitely see it.
the Gusto, the way I swear there will be done despicable things to Gusto.
Bro,
If
they
it-
take
if-
Gusto off. I'm sorry.
They did things to
And
Gusto.
this is also a game where we needed Lavia, and you want to invert Caicedo to that right back position because
Yep.
Gusto was really not on it. So you bring in Lavia, you move Caicedo to the right back. You kind of stem a lot of these attacks. As a 1v1 defender, I think
I don't actually
Caicedo's
think
still
none of
stronger than
them.
Gusto.
I
but-
don't think we play for the midfield. I don't think yesterday was the midfield battle at all.
No. The
Yep.
midfield wasn't bad. I'm
I
just
think it
talking
wasn't.
in
No.
terms of
I
in
think that
terms of
the midfield, the game, it wasn't between midfields. Midfield was irrelevant. It was irrelevant. It was wingers. It's all about the
Yeah.
Ayobi.
Yeah.
It's all about wingers. There's
yeah,
nothing
but
to do with midfield.
being able
You could have a one midfielder, and you still will be the same way because it's all about the wingers. Yesterday,
But Alex, the thing is, if you had a Lavia on the bench and you bring Lavia in, you move Caicedo, to that right back position, then now you've already stemmed that tide from midfield as well. Now we're a bit more solid. Gusto's not getting as exposed anymore. And then you can still bring someone like a Noni on to just give us something going forward. Because it just felt like, bro, everything else was just flat. We just didn't really have any more ideas. And to be fair, like Sanchez really should just pass that ball to fucking Tosin and restart again.
Yep.
Like take the draw instead of losing one. It made no sense, bro. 1 more minute. Just
you know what that is.
heavy.
You know what that is. Remember Manchester United when Palma won in the last die.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was for. Like
It's a concentration thing, and I was
it's a
going to say, like,
concentration
I
thing,
think
yeah.
that's what I was going to say when you were talking about the defense earlier, Alex. I didn't even think that outside of Gusto, I don't think defensively we were that bad.
No, we are
Like,
fine.
I thought Colwill was good. That was probably Kukure's worst game we've seen, but I think that's just because he's played so well. But even he wasn't bad. I thought Tosin was a bit average in the first half. I think he was at fault partly for the first goal, lost his man. But I don't think they were bad. It's just literally like 2 or 3 lapses in concentration, and they scored.
And also that first goal, Colwill was playing everybody else on time.
Well,
No,
that was
that's not
going to
Colwill.
address.
That's not
was going to
Colwill.
address.
That's
Okay.
like, bro. He's in the 6-yard box.
Look.
Where else
I
is he
think-
meant to be?
No. Here's what, and I think that's my point from the before when I say like, you know how we always been good to clear from the first initial ball into the box. The minute that the ball goes into the box, we can clear it. It's the secondary. We always had problems with the secondary, even under Pochettino. Even under before Pochettino, it's the secondary. I know, Lewis. I can see you.
Yeah.
You remind me every time somebody brings Sari. That's what I feel. So when
one,
you-
Bro,
one.
do you
1-1.
think last
So
season's
bad.
Gusto? Do you think the form Gusto showed last season? If this was last season, Gusto played against Robinson this
So
weekend,
what I'm
it would have been a
what I'm-
different game. Gusto
I'm-
this
hold
season
on.
for me just felt like since he's been back from like the break,
Hold-
we've gotten like a different version of the guy. I promise. They left the real Gusto in France, bro.
Look, I'm trying
Because
to.
that guy has been poor.
I'm trying to see why we get secondary always on side by one player. Colwill
Yeah.
is always on the secondary. There is actual line the games like when you Colwill. The reason why Colwill is because the players beside him don't speak. Colwill cannot see behind him.
So you're saying
Look,
like it's a lack of leadership at the
it's
back.
a lack of leadership in the back because nobody's talking. You gotta push. You gotta hold the line. It has to be initiative.
And you know what? This has to be Sanchez too, because bro, you're watching the back of
Exactly.
all your defenders.
Sanchez can beat you, but Sanchez is the catching the butterflies with the thing in the middle of a summer. He's like how you say it, like a happy thing, like what's that musical, that thing in the hills, like
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. We're in the hills, running in the hills. Sound of music, you know, like that's what Sanchez does when we're on the set pieces.
Alex, with the Colwill thing, by the way, normally I understand the game yesterday. I don't put it on Colwill because like he's defending in the 6-yard box. At that point, I don't care about offsides. I'm expecting you to pick up your man and not let him go free. That's why I put that on Tosin. Like if he just steps back a step, he's marking Wilson, and Wilson has a tougher time of getting to that. Like this thing of like, oh, he needs to keep him on side, brother. They're defending in the 6-yard box. I don't give a shit about offsides in the 6-yard box.
But that's how you rate actually defense. There's one thing you need to know as a defender. Like to beat you on the offside, there's only one way. Somebody lacks of concentration. That means somebody is not holding a line. If you get beat by an offside, but everybody's on the line, nobody will ever criticize you. Do you understand, Scott? That's how you rate your center back line.
That's fair, but I'm looking at that moment from yesterday because like there are other times I understand, right, where he kept players on side and it's not good enough. But I'm saying just the game yesterday is like because of the fact obviously the ball came over from the left, it gets headed back across. Like for me, I agree with what you said in terms of it's a communication thing as well. Like the fact that like no one
shouted out.
No one is making sure that everyone's in line. Because regardless of whether everyone's in line in terms of from a deeper perspective or less,
can you put that picture on, Lewis, the one that like you can see Tosin lifting the leg right before we score? You can see what I'm talking about if you will find that. Like there is a replay, not the game.
First goal for Fulham?
Second, first, yeah.
First goal.
The header, well. the winner.
The winner.
There's another issue as well. Our players don't play to
the second one I don't put on Tosin, by the way. That's not his fault.
Yeah, no. That I will explain to you why I think the line is the most.
I'm just gonna find it quick. Yes, sir. What are you gonna say, quick?
I was saying our players also don't play to the whistle, bro. I don't know if you remember even the Liverpool game. Yeah, it's like as soon as they think someone's offside, they kind of like switch off.
Yeah.
Whenever everyone's too busy putting their arm off, and bro, just play to the whistle. If it's offside,
yeah, but
we'll find out later.
Yasser is actually right. Yasser is actually right. Neto, when Neto fell, everybody felt that Neto was fouled for the first goal.
Yeah, Enzo doesn't react. Enzo doesn't react.
A lot of players do not react.
Yeah,
because some of them were too busy looking at Neto instead of looking at the play.
Part of it comes down to what Alex said earlier. It's what I've been crying out for. It's we have no leaders in this back line.
Leaders in it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's why this is why when we talk about centre backs, and I have to hear names like Ordóñez, who's 20, and Araujo, who's 20 or 21, and people talk about Anselmino.
I think Fofana.
Even
Fofana. I think Fofana. No. I think Fofana is better with Colwill than.
That's
no. A little bit more forward, Lewis.
That might be the case, Alex. But my point is like even with those two, you still have the same issue because there's not a single.
It's like a replay, like he's already in the goal, like the guy hits header. You will see what I'm talking about.
Oh, you want just when Younes strikes it?
Not the Younes strikes it. The header. Who scored the header?
That's the first goal. That's the first goal.
No, that's that's a first goal. My bad. The first goal. My bad.
Yeah, the first goal, where it's thingy losing.
Anyway, just quickly, right? I think that we complain about the kind of experience that we have, and when we do that, we say, "Yo, when you have Disasi and you have Tosin being your most experienced guys, then also being your worst center backs, it doesn't make sense." You know what I'm saying? Like those are supposed to be the best, the most experienced, supposed to whole thing. And then when we signed him summertime, and I was like, I don't know, but this doesn't make sense. You let go of Thiago Silva because he's a lot older now. He needs to go. The quality you're supposed to bring in should be somebody who can hold these guys as one in the back line. But you bring in Tosin, and people are like, shut up. Tosin's experienced. He's 28. He's a leader. He's this. No, he's not. Don't deceive yourself about. He's not that good of a quality player. But even without nitpicking each player and everything else, I put this. Someone said it earlier. I put this on the manager mainly.
Yep.
Like Gusto should never have played 90 minutes in that game.
Never.
He was terrible. He was disgusting.
Horrible.
He was getting cooked every time. And if you're still going to put him there, maybe make a different tactical change. Because their left back was basically living in our half, right? The entire game. He had
Robinson was a
Robinson-
winger the whole time.
He wasn't even scared of us, bro. He was playing all the way just right next
Bro,
to
which
Neto,
is
bro.
actually a shame
I was gonna
because
say,
the fact that we got
they're-
when
Robinson.
Liverpool played them, right? When
tells you-
when
Daniel, just
when
quickly,
Liverpool
it
played them
tells you-
and they had 10 men. Trent, who was one of the worst defending right backs, was there by himself. Salah
Yep.
was up top the entire time because why?
Yep.
If Salah's up top, guess who you have to worry about? You have to worry
Salah.
about Salah. You don't.
Mhm.
You're not gonna push both of your players down and just go. So you have to worry about Salah, and Trent was by himself. They ended up drawing that game with 10 men. For us, is Neto's doing this Willian shift. Let's
Yeah, we give Fulham and Robinson too much respect because there's no reason Neto should be almost playing as the right back in this game. And like I'm just thinking with
I
Robinson
think
being
Neto had to defend because
Net-
Gusto would have got
yes.
cooked.
right, but what
Not
I'm saying
even
is
that cool.
with Robinson being so high up, like you
CJ,
just have to
when-
tell Neto, you stay up.
Look. When
And
Neto,
it's a win. It's like a high risk, high reward type shit. Because Robinson is not going to be back defending.
I think the problem was with it's not about the. I don't think it's a tactical that what he did put Neto and Gusto. I just think Neto is the better right back, recovering right winger than any of them. Neto knows how to defend. That's the thing. What
My thing
Gusto
is this,
did
right?
is hold on a second. What Gusto did, he never went even forward.
I think the problem was as well though when he did get forward, there was some times like because I hear
Did
this
you find
idea
that
of like
picture,
keeping
Lewis?
Neto.
First goal.
I hear this idea of keeping Neto further up, but even when we did that a couple of times, or not did that, even when Neto got further forward, it was Bassi defending him. It wasn't Robinson, and Bassi held his own. Like Bassi
So,
was good defensively. So
look
like
at-
even
Basti should not
look at this
be
picture.
holding up Neto.
Guys, look at
And
this
that's
picture
which
for a
is
second.
just a shame.
Look at this picture for a second. So here's Tosin. You see where Tosin is?
Mhm.
Guess
Oh,
who
watch it.
he knows the threat is. Guess who's his threat?
Number
Wilson.
5.
Basti. Isn't that Basti right in front of him?
Number 5. Whoever that.
I
can't
think
see
it's
it.
actually a Spanish guy. What's his name?
Behind him?
The Mexican guy.
Muniz or whatever his name is.
the Brazilian.
Is that
I'm trying to figure out what number that is. Is that number 9 right there?
9
The
in
one-
the middle.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's Muniz.
in the middle.
That's
In the
Muniz
middle.
in the
Yeah.
middle. Harry Wilson on the
Muniz,
left.
that's him.
Luke
So then his man will be Muniz, if anything.
Yeah. His
So
man
He's
will
probably
be-
waiting
exactly.
for that ball to come to Muniz.
So here,
Clear.
so exactly. So here's how I know that Tosin is clueless because he sees the rebound. The minute that rebound passes him, he lifts the arm. He does not know where Colwill is. Otherwise, he will not lift his arm to call for offside.
Gotcha.
Let me see if I can find a tighter angle on the replay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Also, in that frame, where's my right back?
Exactly.
He's trying to defend.
That's what I
I
was
think it
gonna
was
ask.
Iwobi or someone.
No, I think he was jogging back. I think.
No,
Yeah,
he
he
was
was.
back. He was
He
back
was
at this
jogging
point. But he was.
back. No.
He was.
Because they
back,
showed the
like,
angle from behind and he
way-
was jogging
he was
back.
way
Yeah, he
wide.
went
I
to
love
close.
that.
He
I
went
love
to
that.
close
In
down
defensive situations,
Iwobi,
my right back not there. What is he? Listen,
and then he's literally jogging back. From when
Jogging
the cross gets
backwards,
laid.
he's
Neto was
back.
playing better defense than Gusto.
we love that. That's not.
No,
that's
not even
that's
that. He's
amazing
just
stuff.
stopped. He's just stopped.
I'm telling you, he didn't even
Sometimes-
try to run.
Let me show you this, bro. So
Because sometimes it's almost like they're depending on the
look,
ball
he's
to
just
come back
there
out and then
jogging.
they
You
can
see
counter.
There's no motion.
So here's the cross where Neto.
Again, just to show when the header's played.
Because it looks like
Look
some
how
of the
much
players
ground he's
sometimes.
covered in the time from that to when
Bro, he's
the
barely
That's
ball is laid
amazing.
to
Look
us.
at that. What a right back. See, that's how you defend right there. You just leave your man alone. Worry about everybody else.
watching.
And he
But
does
what-
the same
but
jogging for number 2.
But do you understand what I'm
also,
saying with
I was
Tosin?
just saying, going back to Alex's point quickly on the communication, he's also the only person in the whole fucking team who can see
That can
Wilson's
see.
there, by the way. Apart from Enzo, but Enzo's just off the pitch. He's the only person who can see Wilson's there and he doesn't say a thing.
Yep.
Because if he did, they'd know Wilson was there.
By the way, if you will play a little bit
Sorry.
forward, you will see Tosin lifts the arm up. How you can lift the arm up when you see what's in front of you?
Yeah,
That's
the
the
thing
thing
is-
he doesn't. That's
The
a show
defensive
he didn't
organization
know.
is bad. And listen, what Scott said. We
Yeah,
all know
as
what's going to
soon as he
happen. Right?
heads it in.
We all know
Yes.
what's going to happen when
Look at
summertime
this.
comes.
Look at this.
Araujo is going to be your center back. So
Hey,
good
no,
luck.
let me get
Hopefully
my
we can
thing
see
back
that
up.
next year.
This is shameless. Tosin lifts his hands up, man.
I forgot I took this off. We back.
I'll be honest though, just from looking at that back, I genuinely don't think Tosin sees him before that.
Oh,
'Cause he
I know
turned-
that. I
Okay.
know that. Because his threat is in front of him. He does not mark the player behind him. That's not what I'm saying.
Because when he's watching the ball go over him, he's following the ball, and Wilson runs
Exactly.
behind him at the same
Guess
time.
what? Guess what? The defensive line. That's why I'm saying that the defensive line is most important thing in the center back. Because if you're in line and the ball goes behind you, and you know that you're in line, more times than often, he will be offside. That's what he does it.
Yeah.
So, but
And
he
don't-
does not know that he's not in line because he lifts the hands up. He does not know that he's not in line.
Listen,
That's
Alex,
the crap part.
Alex, I get it. You're on this point, but I've been said it. This is a mid-rate jumper. That's what he is. Oh yeah, he's 27. Is this? He's mid. And
Yep.
he can't do nothing for you. What he did is what he would usually do. What he was doing at Fulham and all these teams is regular stuff. That's why he never got a call up, like his entire career. So coming to Chelsea doesn't make you great
Has he
because
ever
you're coming
been
to
called up
Chelsea.
to the Nigerian national team out of interest?
Come on, why you be called up?
I'll
You
find
can't,
out.
you can't get called up. You're trash.
But that also comes back to us always switching players, yeah. So they're
Look at
not also not going to have
after
like
consider
the
it, look at the
chemistry
Gusto's
and the
hand.
communication. Yeah, good
Like-
Gusto.
Look at the Gusto's hand. Like, shameless.
Oh,
yo.
The guy is like shameless. Like, hey,
yeah, Gusto's off the ball work for both goals has been pathetic.
Just in
Pathetic.
general, that's why I say, bro, we need someone back. Like whether it's Fofana, whether it's like, by the way, Daniel, I'm on this. Bring Santos back because put Caicedo at right back and put Santos in that midfield.
Yes.
They're not
Because, like,
gonna
we
bring
need
Sanchez
something
back,
else.
bro. They're already
Like,
bringing
it's not
out
this Sassy.
articles.
It's not.
They're already
Disassi,
putting out
and as much
articles
as I
saying they're
like
not
him
gonna
to
bring
play,
him back. So
you
whatever.
can't be
Are
playing
they?
Achimpong every game.
The Strasbourg fans will be devastated.
Yeah, I don't think
And it might be
Strasbourg
then
are
it
gonna
might be a
too
Leslie
happy.
thing. Then maybe you bring Leslie back and play him in there. But like something needs to change.
But he's not
'Cause,
going to
like-
play guys that he doesn't trust. Like that's absolutely clear. It doesn't matter if you bring these guys back. If he don't trust you, he's not going to bring you on.
Oh, then
Like,
then
so-
we're if Gusto's going to continue playing, then we're in for a long time on that right hand
In
side.
that game, that to me was a game where like if you're taking a risk or you're doing something or you got to change things up. First of all, we had no other center mid or DM on the bench. What you had is
I think Casadei would have done a job yesterday because I don't think midfield had anything to do yesterday.
That's not the change I would have made. Again, I would have brought Achimpong on. Like at this point, like you said about the-
Achimpong.
Whoa, Daniel, Cyber Mike.
You
Got
had to
you.
brought Achimpong on.
New
Because
Jersey
again,
Drones got you, Daniel.
I'd have played Achimpong because
That
like
was
it's the
cut-
same thing I said about Disassi last week.
Oh.
He can't be worse. You can't play worse. And even if he plays as bad, like I'm not cussing Achimpong out. I'm not even cussing Maresca out. It's just one of those things. that
Yeah, I
happens.
don't.
That's why my
yesterday-
argument with Hugh Stein was the same. Fuck it,
I
use the
think-
options.
No.
Take
I'm
the
saying
risk,
like,
innit? Yeah.
there's a
It's not
different
your fault
risk
that Reece James is
involved.
injured all the
No,
time.
no.
Fofana's
That-
injured. Like, and you
I've
have
seen
to-
Achimpong come off the bench against Spurs and just boss it for 10.
Yeah, when we
15.
were playing under a
Fuck
shit Pochettino system.
What I'm saying is yesterday game shown like it's just my opinion. I don't think you should throw the youth
Yeah.
guy when you like not. The game was anyway.
Yeah, because that's the same thing we criticize Arsenal for doing with Ethan and that Ranieri kid. For throwing him on when they're
No one
losing or drawing.
criticises it.
No, but that's
In fact, it's the
losing
other way around.
situation. We
Yeah,
weren't
yeah.
losing until
That's the
93,
complete
94
opposite
minutes.
with Arsenal. Arsenal is they want him to play, and he's not thrown in enough.
I don't
Okay.
think it's something that like you could do a lot more different restructure of the team,
Mhm.
restructure of the start the game to put him. You can do whatever it is better than put him. I will more consider Caicedo go back into the right side than I will throw the
Yeah.
either that or leave what's his name by himself, Enzo.
No way. He would. bro. Defensively, he was a
No. But you don't understand. Caicedo, when he's right back, he was not even right back at all time. He constantly moved into the midfield, so he was already going to be there anyway.
That's fair, but like when we're in transition on that point, or like
In
when
transition, yes,
gets
and
back
that's why Neto is. That's why I rate Neto more than Madueke will ever be. I will rate because Neto knows how to defend. I swear, man, if I'll find that moment when Gusto tried to do a heel pass to either
No, I
Neto
think I
or
remember that.
Palmer, it like, oh my god, you bum! Oh my god, I want to punch him. So all his dreads will unlock, like undread it, like one punch and everything becomes straight. That's how much he was annoying.
The braids out.
I was so frustrated with him.
Oh,
No, I don't blame you, man.
if
That
we're-
anger is fully justified. Like, he's been a problem all season, and we've been patient, but this is ridiculous.
He's been the worst outfield player in the team this season.
Yep. By a
Arguably.
mile.
Because like I'd say Disasi's been as bad, but like he's barely played. So
Disasi's had the whole right back shift, so I'll allow him.
if we,
You
by the
still
way,
had
if we're talking about frustrating players, can we talk about the guy that completed one dribble the whole game? Who's meant to be a winger that beats people on the dribble?
Sancho.
You want one? What?
He completed
Sancho.
one dribble out of two the whole game.
Yeah, that's my issue. Like, if Neto has to play back and defend on that side, Sancho has to be more aggressive.
We
on the
need
left
to have a
side.
conversation. And I was wrong because I thought they could, but we might need to have a conversation about whether we can play Neto and Sancho together in the same team, or if we need a goal threat on one of those wings instead.
I don't have problem with Sancho play with
me
Neto. I
neither.
have problem with Sancho. You
Two
know,
attempted,
like
one successful.
he you know how like you beat the player, right? You made the move, you beat the player. Sancho does this. He beat the he killed the guy. The guy is like wounded, barely breathing. The what's the name? He losing blood. Sancho's like, you know what? Let me shoot him again. And then like, you know what? Let me go third time, just in case. The kill. At that
I need to
point,
make sure he's dead.
yeah, like, and by that time, there's nobody there. Is everybody there? So now you have to take care of kill all the witnesses. But there's too many. You don't have bullets because you just wasted 3 bullets on one guy. So you have to pass back to Cucurella.
This is where I wanted
he does.
João Felix on.
And
in
that was
second half.
the biggest issue I had because like with the Everton game, I gave him the leeway of the first half. He had no support. He was playing with the guy he always plays with at left back yesterday. Sorry, he had support from both Palmer and Enzo at times yesterday. So you can't complain about support, and he did nothing. He literally did nothing. He might as well not played.
Yeah, and that's not good when you have Neto who has to waste his energy defending, helping Gusto on the right side. So all we can do is play through the middle. Oh, man.
And we created nothing through the middle either because I thought that Enzo didn't really do anything either, like going forward. Outside of like what he created one chance, I remember vaguely, but outside of that, didn't really do anything because he wasn't able to. So we're just relying on Palmer and Jackson again. And like Jackson did, I think, about as much as he could without really getting any chance. I think he had one. And then we're back to just being Cole Palmer FC. And I thought he was good, not great yesterday. So it's like, it's just going back to like, we're just relying on certain guys to do something.
I don't think it's that. I think it's like Gusto's, not Gusto. Palmer was fine for me. It was not that.
I thought he was good. Like I didn't really have an issue with him, apart from like some of his passes were a bit off. But I think
Palmer. I think Palmer's reaction with Jackson. Palmer reaction is because if Palmer plays well and Jackson doesn't, the Palmer stacks go down.
I think Palmer just got a bit leggy towards the end of the game because like the execution wasn't as effective towards the end. There was still some good passes here and there, but he was trying more like needless flicks that weren't really coming off and just felt like a little bit tired.
Yeah, the 5 at the back as well. It just felt like they flooded that middle bit.
Did Sanchez even try to make a crosses yesterday?
Sancho.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There was some in the first half. First off, there was some nice.
I remember he had one that he overhit and played right to the back post, like just kicked like to no one at the back post. That was one I remember outside of that.
And then he had one that he chipped as well, innit?
Yeah, like there was first half there was some more delivery. Second half, like we didn't barely notice him.
It's not like we didn't the problem was the reason why still we should have beat that team with the squad we had.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the sad part.
And
I can
there
say
were
that.
options on the bench.
Yeah.
For me
Like,
as well, it
Fulham
was
managed to bring
the
on subs, and both of theirs scored. Like, I don't believe they've got better bench options than we do.
I was gonna say someone said that on the casually chat yesterday about how I can't remember what he said exactly, but something we didn't have world class players to bring off the bench. Did Fulham?
Fact.
Did Fulham have world class? I forgot that
But-
Mendy's the
yeah,
best
that-
striker in the league. And,
But you
and
see with Fulham
Really?
for me is
Yeah.
as soon as you took off Traore and brought on Wilson, I started to feel a bit more worried as well, because for me it was like, okay, yeah, I know he's a bit of a goal threat. He knows how to, he could put a ball in the box, and at that time we didn't do anything. We knew that Adama's not going to be a goal threat anyway. He's just going to try to tire some of our, Cucurella and stuff, just get at them with the ball. But he's not really going to do anything when it comes to offensive wise. But yeah, for me, it was like as soon as Wilson came on, I was like, we have to make sure we just stop him from.
I will take
balling
that.
something.
I will
Just
take that
quickly,
striker
quickly,
from.
Why is there no flexibility in how we use Palmer this year?
That's
why-
my
why-
point, Daniel.
Why,
I said
why
it
is it?
before.
Why is it always just camp? Like we said it last year. When you come into this season, and right now, all I'm seeing from Palmer a lot is his moments of brilliance. When he gets that ball, he's jinks two or three guys and scores. Big up. But you're not allowing him to get on the ball and dictate play the way that he was doing last year. And if the middle was crowded, maybe try moving him out wide. Maybe he'll get the ball more there. Maybe
Yeah,
he'll get the ball.
yeah.
Like Palmer versus Bassi is easy money. He's going to cook him. We all know that. But it's this dedication to Palmer has to play as a number 10, even though he's getting less touches, he's getting less of the ball, he's not involved as much as he should be. Sometimes it's not working. Sometimes maybe just move him out the way, put him out wide, where he can receive the ball in free space, right?
Yeah,
And bring on
because
Felix or bring on whoever else you want to bring on.
Daniel,
Listen,
I
people know,
want
I don't
Nkunku
rate
to
someone
play
like
Wolf
Felix that
Jackson
highly.
one time. I want to see
Listen, you don't
Nkunku
rate
play
him.
Wolf
I
Jackson
want-
one
I was
time.
just saying,
What I don't
just quickly.
understand with the whole
You don't
Nkunku
rate
thing as well.
Nkunku. Like it's clearless. He doesn't rate him 10 minutes, 20 minutes at the end of the game.
But-
does nothing for you. So if you want to sell him, cool. But what about Felix? You rate
Yes.
Felix. Bring him on.
Apparently he doesn't.
Like what? At this point, I'm like, bro. Like
Is
you have
that
to try
status
something
right,
else.
John Webb? Is that status right for substitution the 3 p.m.
Yes.
matches?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. He's
4
done.
subs. He made
Oh.
one sub. He's
This
made
is
one
Pep.
sub in 180
This is
minutes.
One in the
Pep.
last game, 2 in the game before, 1 in the game before that.
This is Pep. This is Pep.
And Nkunku was the only sub in Brentford and yesterday. The other one was Noni, and who was the other one?
You see,
against
what I
Everton?
don't like when managers lie is either this couple of press conferences before
Nkunku.
he used the saying that we have a big squad and he will be rotating players because this is like the hefty schedule.
Alex, I said this
He
yesterday.
said that.
It's getting to the point with him where like it's not as bad, obviously, but he's doing some things Poch used to do, where it's like you'll say one thing and your actions mean completely the other thing. Like he keeps talking about Palmer and Felix can play together. Apparently not. Like he's talking about Nkunku's not a number 9, he's a 10. You bring him on number 9 again.
He likes
how, like-
wingers. He likes wingers to play on the touchline. That's his thing. I understand. But when you plan A does not plan A inning, you need plan B inning. At least to try.
If it's
gotta
not
go.
working, try something
hear it.
else. Put
Exactly.
Palmer on the right wing. We saw Palmer score like 15 goals on the right wing before he went to the center. It's not like he was playing bad on the right wing. He was cooking guys. Why not switch it up? Teams are going
Yeah.
to figure out where your
But
best player is.
But
more-
this
more
game
so-
though
I
would have
mean,
been
it's
different
exactly
because
what you
he would have had
said.
to defend. He would
No,
have
no,
had
no,
to
no.
game because
It's-
hold on,
Gusto
just stop.
Daniel,
was
Hold
getting
on.
I
cooked.
feel like
Let me.
Daniel, I feel like
here's
it's
why,
exactly
here's why I
what you're
disagree with
saying.
that.
Let him land.
I only disagree with that because he has to defend because now Robinson has to worry about him. Robinson
Yes.
didn't have to worry about Neto. Neto was having a good game on the defensive end. Going forward, there was nothing. When Palmer is on that side, why are you bombing up forward? Go ahead and bomb. Do it if you want to do it.
My point,
that point-
before I leave, Daniel, before I gotta go, but I want to give another point. For example, if you move, what's his name, Palmer on the right, guess what? Everybody knows that the Palmer is the biggest threat on Chelsea team. That means that you have to cover wide area. That means that your midfield is going to be more free. That means that midfield is free. When you have Palmer in the middle, throw up all the game. Even if you put 2 people, it's still tighter space than you put somebody to defend against on the wide. Wide area makes your team stretch, makes your defense line stretch. So even if you don't think that Palmer's going to do a good job, he could stretch that defensive line for the other people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, I
I
gotta
mean,
go. But
we saw
I'll
with
see you
even
guys later.
someone like Hazard, right?
Peace,
Big
guys.
up, Alex,
Big
man.
up.
Happy
Yeah,
We
holidays.
big
saw
up
with someone like
Alex,
Hazard. When we said, oh yeah, no, Hazard just you play number 10 all the time, and when he plays number 10, it's easier for people to track him and stay on him the entire game. 2, 3 guys,
Bro,
4 guys.
Daniel, do you remember when we
Center
played
back
him
is going to push
inside on
up.
the story?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but,
agree
like-
with you. I just don't think this game it would have worked like as
So-
well.
so, okay,
because
so
they
how
would have
did-
been
how did it
focused
work for
on
Salah?
defending.
How did it work for Salah in Liverpool? Because Trent was by himself and they had 10 men. Salah wasn't helping him.
Salah wasn't playing well. He didn't play well that game. Or am I tripping?
You're talking about in
Which
their
game?
prime.
When they played Fulham.
No, are you
Because
talking about?
I'm talking about Salah stayed up there the entire time, which meant Robertson could not go forward. He could not go forward because if he goes forward and that one, all Salah did is one pass to him and he's finished. He didn't go. Yeah, Salah didn't have a great game because he had 10 men, but he kept that guy all the way back there. That's why Fulham didn't score. Fulham couldn't do anything to them. They were cooking our left side the entire game, or right side the entire game. Like
Yeah.
let's be honest, they were doubling up on guys, doing 1-2s and getting
We can all
behind
admit
every
that,
chance
yeah.
they got. So they couldn't do that to them because they had to worry about the other weapon that was coming on the other end. So you have to kind of chill. You can't overlap knowing that that's what's going to happen. Bassi was taking care of Neto, so he was comfortable. Bassi on the wing versus Palmer is barbecue chicken. That wouldn't have worked. That was their entire tactic. Shift Bassi all the way to the left if Neto gets through, so he can worry about him. And Robinson and what's his name, and the Nigerian guy can just keep going forward.
It won't be.
Thank you. That was their tactic the entire time. So if I can see that, you should be able to see that too and say, you know what, let's see if this works. Try it for 10 minutes. Yo, Palmer, switch. You go out there. Let's see if it can, you know what I mean? Let's see if it makes them try something different. Now they have to worry about something else. You didn't try anything. If it doesn't work, but you gotta try something.
Yeah, I remember when when Palmer didn't have a good game against United, and Lewis when you were on Ranches, so he said the same thing. If you remember, he was saying try putting Palmer on the right, because sometimes the game just goes by you as a 10, especially if you get marked out in the middle. So putting him on the right would have been another option. Yeah,
Everton is getting bypassed.
Because especially, if you keep doing long balls and whatever, and it keeps going back, and the ball doesn't get played through midfield, then all of a sudden it's almost like you're just a passenger. As a 10, you're just standing there. The ball's just not going to come through to you, and especially if they just put a couple of defenders or whatever in the middle of that, in the box, just blocking every avenue, especially for a strike or even a 10. Then he has to go. Even if Palmer keeps getting the ball, he's gonna have to either go back or keep passing it out wide.
Yeah, if I'm a coach, I want everybody else to try and beat me except Palmer, especially after he just scored that kind of goal. My whole point is make sure he doesn't get the ball. If you want to give it to Neto, go ahead. If you want to give it to Sancho, go ahead. But he can't get the ball, and that worked for them.
Yeah. So once you realize that Palmer, okay, cool, he's kind of starting to disappear in the game, try to move him out somewhere else to see if he's more effective.
But why are we acting like he was getting man marked today? Because that wasn't it.
Not fully. He was not being as effective as we could from.
They cut the passing lanes to him for him getting the ball. Every time he got the ball and he was trying to turn, to me, take Palmer, if it's one guy on him, he's gonna spin him. Obviously, we know his touch is that good, but it wasn't one guy.
I hear you, but like we weren't even
man marked. He wasn't getting man marked, but
Daniel, I hear you, but we weren't building up from the back. Like we all saw it. Like their press was doing its job. Like we were literally just booting it up to Nico and hoping that he could hold up the play. And I don't know if listen. I'm agreeing with you. I'm trying to agree with you, but I'm using your ideas and trying to put it into practice. And I'm trying to see how it would work. And the way that the game was going, the way that we were playing out, for one, even if we had him on the wing, we weren't able to build out from the back. So because we weren't able to build out from the back, him being on the wing isn't going to help us. He's not going to be able to drop in because then that would take away what you want him to do. Stretch it, right? So we're going to have to keep doing what we wanted to do. Play it to Nico and play the long ball. In that case, we know that. Well, in my experience of watching Palmer.
Listen, I don't disagree with not playing the long ball. I agree you could still do that, right? But the difference is in what I'm saying is they had extra pressers and free guys because they were not worried about the guys on the wing. When you're not worried about that, you can press up a lot more. They weren't worried about that.
I mean, look, I can back you.
If you have a player like that out there, you got to
Daniel, I'm backing you. Daniel, I'm backing you. What you're saying, I'm backing you. But my opinion is I don't think the personnel would have been the difference maker. I agree with the tactics that you're saying. Palmer has that, or not Palmer, Neto has that ability to stretch that defense. He wasn't being put to no use whatsoever. I don't think it was because of I wholeheartedly blame it on Gusto being incapable of holding his position.
Yes.
And that's why he wasn't able to be in any way, shape, or form helpful for the offense. He just couldn't. Because that pressure, that constant pressure that we couldn't break through, kept him down.
He was still able to deliver some good crosses as well, but like that's
even
the
when he
problem.
was doing it, like that was 2-on-1.
Points.
Even against Everton, he had the 2-on-1s and he was able to take them on. But they were soaking the pressure. They were letting us get into their half. Fulham weren't doing that, especially in that second half. They had the possession. They had the control.
Because I knew that was our weakness. Just kill us on the wing.
I listen, taking off Nico was the dumbest fucking thing he could have done. That killed the game. That's something that we're not talking about. If you want to talk about the creativity,
wasn't good, though. Like, let's be
but it took away all the outlet. He was the only outlet. That's
the way he was choosing to play the long ball into Nico. But you can't tell me that we can't play out the back.
The hold up play was effective, and he was still doing well in isolated moments.
Daniel, we can't. Daniel, like I said, I'm trying to back what you're saying, but we can't do ifs and or hows, right? Like we saw what happened. We couldn't build out from the back. If you can't build out from the back, the only thing you can do is play it long. And that was working, but we didn't have the runners off of Nico.
Build out from the back. Like one of the solutions in the other game was
with what midfielders, with what bench. We didn't have anyone. What are you going to have Felix drop into the midfield and pick up the ball?
Hold on.
Is he the solution?
Why are we acting like we're the ones who made the decision to take out Viega because of tactical reasons? Like, am I the one who made that? Like, if you exit that option out of your plans, you have to figure it out as the game is going along. It can't be just keep doing the exact same thing. Okay, do the exact same thing, you lose again.
Yeah, but if you didn't trust Vega when Cucurella was out, I don't expect him to trust him now.
No, that's an issue. He trusts Gusto too much, and Gusto has been out of that back line. He's been the worst performer this year.
Absolutely,
that's
he's been dog shit.
So,
he's been dog shit, but it hasn't been this bad to the point where Neto hasn't been able to do his role because of that. It hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been that bad yet.
And look, at the end, man. Hey, listen, when you're doing that slave shift, you got to run back all the time, and then you have to go forward. You're tired,
right?
You're cooked. But Neto was still doing it all game, right? While I want to get at Gusto, but I don't really want to because the manager should take him out. If he's not playing good, I don't care if it's a kid or not. Bring Josh in or figure it out. Or my plan would have been to move Caicedo there. Right, and just have the 2 10s, and we have to go back to Enzo being the lone 6. But in that game, you were getting nothing anyway, so you might as well try something. What was you getting from it? You couldn't build up. The long ball was rocky, but not really. What are you getting from it?
Listen, that midfield was not as strong as we needed them to be yesterday. Because
they have 3 days to bring Santos back. Let's see. 5 days.
In terms of pure press resistance, like we weren't able to break down. Like we weren't able to break up through one press. Not that I saw. Like it was genuinely horrid. It didn't matter who the fuck was trying to invert, who the fuck was trying to help out. Like that shit did not look good. Like at the end of the day, like I saw what I saw. And from the way that the game was going, the way that you produce from that game, the same way that we were playing, it would have been to have the runners on the wings. And I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, it would have been smarter to just take the risk, like put Neto out there. Like,
Take
if
the risk.
The risk of leaving him high. The risk of leaving him high. At some point, they're gonna have to react. Play that ball. We didn't see that ball played once. We didn't see Neto making a. We didn't see Neto making a run. We didn't see Sancho making a run.
Because if you did that, and you were playing the long ball to his side on a consistent basis, they would have to. My thing is that if you're not able to play your own game, then you have to make them change whatever they're doing. They were too comfortable, right? You have to make them change what they're doing to make them worry about you. Okay, now we have to find something different. Okay, the entire game plan the coach told us was Palmer's going to be in the center so we can worry about him. Okay, now he's out wide, I have to worry about that. Okay, Neto's not dropping now, and I have to worry about him, right? But there was no change, right? I'm not saying the change is automatically going to work. Like, I'm not a coach. I'm not saying like, yo, if you do this tactical changes, 100%, it's going to get you a win. But I don't like when you're so stagnant and stubborn and you don't change anything at all or try anything different. You got to try something different moving forward. If it works, cool. If it don't work, you try something. You know the game wasn't going well. You try to, you know what I'm saying? We see even Pep do it. Yeah, this season it hasn't been working as great. Pep would do it. Well, I'm taking off both my DMs.
No, I agree. Listen, like I said, I agree. It's just more so would it change anything? I completely agree. Moving Palmer on that right, and seeing if that would open up the space, sure. But from what I was seeing with Enzo in that midfield, he looked like he was. Let me just leave it. But I mean, it is what it is.
Good. I mean, off the ball, it was what it was. But at that point, listen.
I think he's another one that got leggy towards the end.
Like I think that's what it is. But like he just couldn't keep up.
Opening up the middle, really. Like they were going through the wings the entire time. Like the middle they were kind of bypassing it, going directly 1-2 out wide. That's why I'm like, yeah, just kind of match that, right? Match what they're doing out there and let the middle be a free for all, I guess. Because that's what it was anyway, so might as well.
No, I hear it. I just think like that's another reason why we needed the subs to be a bit earlier. Because I think for a string of players, they were all getting tired towards the end. Jackson, Palmer, Neto, Caicedo, Enzo, all of them were starting to look more and more leggy as the game went on. It's just screaming for subs.
I hear it.
Yeah.
You got to make subs, man. You got to trust the squad a little bit more. Otherwise, ask for players that you actually trust. You don't trust Casadei in the Premier League games. People were saying, if KDH was on the bench, you guys know you don't trust him in the Premier League.
He wasn't in the squad. He was injured.
I'm saying even if he was on the bench, we know he doesn't trust this guy to bring him on in like Premier League games. The only teams he played against were what? His old boys, Leicester.
He came on for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Who was it he played against? He know, like you can tell when a manager likes a guy and doesn't like a guy. I don't know if it's what he's seen in training, but January is a time to kind of rectify that, right? Bring in somebody that he can use and he can use in the right way that can actually be useful for this team. For me, it's Santos. I don't care about this. Let him develop for 4 more months. He's been there a year. He's been excellent. What more do you need? What more do you have to see? For me. But if you want to bring Leslie back, good luck. I don't know if Leslie is a guy that he's going to trust to bring on and be his.
He was playing him a lot in the preseason.
To be fair, with the preseason,
he was playing Casadei a lot in the preseason.
To be fair,
and Leslie was performing.
When he did play a preseason, he played him further forward. He played him in the Enzo role.
He played him as what's his name? Where what's his name was playing, the DM in Leicester was playing the previous leg. He was basically playing as like a number 10 in Diddy, right? He's basically playing as like a number 10 or like a high 8. That's where he was playing him. So I don't know if he can bring him on and play him as like the number 6. The people who he trusts to play number 6 is Lavia and Caicedo. Those are the only two guys
really
I've
a
seen
6 though.
that he trusts.
He is those
2 guys.
Leslie is a 6.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like he played him further forward in preseason.
But who else is on the lineup that game?
Lavia.
Like
Lavia was there.
So Lavia was going to play the 6 over him.
We need more depth just for that because we don't know when Lavia is going to be 100% fit and stay at that level. And that's where the bigger problem's starting to come in terms of that because Casadei ain't trusted. Dewsbury Hall ain't trusted. There's not really much options past that. So be it Santos or be it Leslie, Leslie might be a revelation for us. He had a decent preseason. We haven't got enough to go through from that, but he'd be a profile that could help the team a bit more. Santos isn't even about whether he stays fit, whether he's ready or not. Santos is solely like, can we do it without pissing off Strasbourg or not? And that's not for us to be concerned about. That's more for Clear Lake. So that's something for them to decide. Is it worth bringing him back and maybe losing the favor that you've regained? If that is, brilliant. Bring him back immediately. Great. If they ain't going to do it for that reason, kind of get it. I get it. This is what it is. But then that means you go in for Leslie. I think one of them two should come back. Leslie ain't even getting minutes like that, so still.
Yeah, as for that comment that you had up for a second ago.
Yeah, Beautiful Games one. Once I'll bring that back. There it is.
Like, well, and what are we talking about in the sense for this game? Like, what are we saying?
I think maybe he's talking in general in terms of Palmer, but like I'm thinking his bigger issue is that he's adjusting to the new role, which is playing in the left side of the 10. And I think he's getting better at it, but he's also just more comfortable on the right. Yeah, he's saying in general. In general. I think it's more him adjusting to a new role.
I mean, I get that, but I mean, don't forget, dude, Diego Costa was crazy. Because that's the only thing, that's the only season we can be talking about. Because the rest of those seasons we weren't exactly the greatest of the great. That's the only season we're really talking about, right?
My whole thing was half a season. Great for half a season, and we kind of needed a bit more for another half.
Like, if we're really talking about that, like, Diego Costa was insane. So
that brother would have like 2 chances and score.
Right. And I feel like if we're going to put that Pedro and Willian, like, kind of moniker on Sancho and Neto, I mean, they're going to have to be a lot more attacking. Like, they can't be as creative. Like, you get what, like, I never saw Pedro as a creator. Like, he was a finisher. I never saw Willian as a creator. He was a finisher for me. So
Willian definitely a creator.
No, William was a creator. It's just that brother just took way too long to create.
Yeah, I just saw him as a finisher.
Slow cook.
But
Trust, like tippy tappy, too much tippy.
But I mean, like I don't know. I feel like we can't really compare with them. Not yet. Especially not with Nico needs to be dominant in order to be compared to Diego Costa, man. Like, even being compared to
Drogba, on the trajectory, but that's just it. It's a trajectory thing.
But I'm talking about, like, look, Nico I love him. Like, he gets underneath their skins. But you know them niggas fear Diego Costa. Like, they feared him walking into that tunnel.
Yeah, because like Costa didn't have VAR up his ass like we do now.
Man, what?
VAR with Diego Costa would be like, yeah, we're seeing you about as much as we see Reece James. Is what it is. Man's just gonna get a suspension like that. You'd always get all of these like post-game suspensions for a game or two. Always. At least 4 or 5 times a season minimum.
Big up Lewis, big up boys.
Yeah, big up Lewis. I got a bounce as well. Big up, yeah. Big up everyone on the panel.
Good to have you on, man.
Yeah, big up. I'll see you soon, bro.
But what was that? There was a point I was on. Yeah, the Esteval one.
That's crazy.
Will make how?
That's crazy. You see,
this guy's been chatting the most shit the whole
entire
time.
Yeah.
There's always one. There's always a big up to you, same way, but like, I don't get the point that he's making. Neto ain't the guy to defend. He's doing 2 jobs at once, including defending. I'm very confused. Very, very confused. I know, Artel. I didn't want to go.
There has never been any form of abuse for any player on this screen ever. It has always criticism. It has always been criticism. It has never been abuse. I personally have never reached out or DM'd a player. I don't feel like it's that deep.
It's not.
No.
I don't feel like it's that deep. So I feel like we could all have that same.
I didn't even go into Poch's DMs and cuss him out. I know I didn't like him. So yeah, ain't nothing like that. But yeah, we already know the problems anyway. Sanchez, I've said this is another thing that Maresca now has to hold. That's on you because you're starting him. And I said that from Man United, and here we are. Arsenal shit goal given away. This game, another shit goal given away. We move.
Yeah, brother, that should be the final nail in the coffin. There shouldn't be need for more evidence.
It should be.
There
Well,
should not be need for more evidence.
That's the problem. Though. It just won't. Like we'll probably get another briefing drop tomorrow talking about how the data says he could be one of the best in the league in 2 years. He's one of our oldest players.
No, he is our oldest player. I'm 37.
Might be because I know Disassi and Tosin are 26. How old is Robert Sanchez?
Oh no, actually no, he won't be. I forgot Bettinelli.
Oh, he is. He's 27.
No, he's not our oldest. Bettinelli is, but he's our next oldest, I think.
Does Bettinelli even count at this point? Our brother's just like the fucking GC admin, and that's it. Fair play, man. He's got the Scott Carson role. Just sit there and just keep the fucking morale high.
What a wonderful job it is to be 6'6" and just have no skill.
Trust. Number 4 for an elite club in England would be like the easiest, the best job ever.
What's your job?
All your job is
to
like
be
keep
English.
morale high.
To be English.
All your job is literally keep morale high and just be somebody that the players can shoot at in pre-match training. That's it. You know what? You might get a medal at the end of it.
Oh,
fuck it. Fair play. Fair play. Big up Ian saying, big up G. Still sad we lost yesterday because of that shit in goal, but I believe we will beat Ipswich. Let's hope it's a blip. We're still in a good position. Yeah, I expect us to beat Ipswich and still go on a run. Like, we have a good run of fixtures coming up. This is no panic stream or nothing. This is just more therapy. Just annoyed. Fucking annoyed. Fulham as well. Fucking Fulham. And that's the team we just fall apart against. It's jarring. But learn from it. I believe Maresca will learn from it. The players as well, they should do too.
Hey, Fulham's not that bad of a team. They drew with Liverpool too.
No, I don't care. We still want that.
I think they took advantage of our weakness. Like, their strength is on the wings. They have the pace and power of Robertson, a Wobie, and a Traore, and they were just bullying Gusto. Like, Neto was defending way more than Gusto was that game.
I think it says a lot for me that their best 3 players were their entire left-hand side.
Yeah.
Facts. Says a fucking lot. I put a Wobie in there as well. I don't know if he played.
That's what. So for me, their best 3 players were in order: a Wobie, then probably Robinson, and then Bassi, and then Lennon after that.
Yeah, like fucking Bassi nearly scored a solo goal himself. Fucking shit. Dinershan says, big up, man. Says, better play Caicedo at right back, and we need Lavia and Santos. Yep. If Lavia was fit, Caicedo right back, we ain't got to worry about Gusto stinking up the pitch. That'll be a lot more easier for us to deal with. Now, because of that problem, we have to handle the balance in the attack. So why Neto had to stay on the right-hand side regardless of what happened. Because someone had to provide support. Maybe Noni could have been an option, but he didn't train well enough. Again, Lavia, we need Lavia back ASAP. ASAP.
He is the common denominator.
It's just, I know it's going to take him time to stay fit, but sooner the better, innit? Sooner the better. Harsh for them. Big up to you. Saying one good thing about the Chelsea is all the Chelsea's gutted with the loss. Unlike the bums from the other side of London who give excuses. Accountability. We bounce back up the Chelsea. They don't understand accountability. They're trying to cook us for being calm and for saying that we weren't in a title race. I don't know how you cook us after a defeat for saying that we're not in a title race, even though, like, we haven't changed our narrative on that in general. It's like that entire fan base does not understand what logic is, which makes a lot of sense with it being Arsenal, but they genuinely don't get logic. All we've said is that we're capable of naive moments. What did we see today? Naive moments. Here we are. So everything we said just came out. And of course, we will bounce back up the Chelsea. Who put our latest fixtures up? Ipswich, Palace, Bournemouth, and Wolves. Bournemouth should be the only serious test in that. And we should still win.
Yeah, we fucking tied with Palace last time around. Better fucking put the...
Is that Bournemouth game at home? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, at home.
I need a win.
I was going to say, I need 4 wins.
Yeah. There's not even an I'll be real thing. I'll be real, bro. Like, go win. All 4 of them. Like, Ipswich, Should be the perfect game to bounce back with. Palace, like I get it, we drew, but I think that's the first time we had a low block under Maresca and we just didn't have an idea with it. We should be a lot better afterwards. Bournemouth, that'll be a little test. Iraola's a good coach, and they've got dangerous players as well. Wolves, don't care. Actually, I'll keep an eye on them under Pereira and that, but we should still be winning. And then it's City afterwards. That might be questionable. We don't know what they're doing in the window, but we should still go there and like have a good show of ourselves regardless. That's it. Scared to... I know you're an Arsenal fan. Scared to say we're in it because you know you will bottle it. How do you bottle something you've not been top for? Well, when you let me know the answer to that, cool. How do you bottle something when you've been second as your highest position? When we were never a favourite to win the league. Oh, but the bookmakers have you up there. Okay, great. Like, I'm going to listen to the bookmakers. The bookmakers randomly try and guess who your next manager is going to be after you're being sacked and they never get it right. Oh, but the bookmakers. Oh, Cunha's out the game too. Yeah, cool. That fucker turns into Drogba whenever he plays against us. So good. Fucking good. He got a 5-match ban. Fucking grabbed someone's glasses after...
Oh, we got a 5-match ban for that?
Yeah, he got 5 matches.
Hey, that's jokes.
But didn't he just play against United yesterday?
Yeah, it was today. It was announced today.
Oh, shit.
Literally just a couple hours ago.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, suits us fine because bro's got 4 goals in 2 against us.
You think we're beating Ipswich?
Yeah. I'm not worried about that. We should rotate as well.
Better.
Yeah, we better beat them.
Yeah,
I'm this Saturday? This Sunday?
Monday night.
It's Monday. If I
Monday
may say
night
something,
kickoff.
that Ipswich game. For that Ipswich game, I could see it being like Luton last season.
Oh, what?
No,
Like
I think Noni
end
comes
to
in,
match?
bro. I think Noni comes back into this team. You got Vega on the bench. Got to start Felix in this game at least. I think this might be the game where you either put Sancho on the right, or you just go Noni and Felix Palmer centrally.
I'm interested to see if Caicedo and Enzo both play.
Yeah, because they're getting burned out, ain't they?
Wait, so Noni was late for a team meeting. That's why he got dropped. Is that Simon Phillips? So is that the reasoning? Let me check.
Do better, man.
Yeah, if that's the case, then shit. Ugh, that I'm not annoyed with it. I'm more annoyed that
I'm not annoyed at that whole thing. I'll be real. Like, as much as it annoys me that we didn't have either of them on the bench, I'm glad that Maresca put his foot down.
Yeah, same. I'm more annoyed with like Noni in it. Like,
yeah, you gotta be on time.
Yeah, he did report that.
Man, it's your job.
Noni was left off the team sheet after being late for the pre-match tour. Yeah, you got to pattern up. You got to pattern that. Ben Foster, what was he on his pod or something? Was he on his pod or something, or did I miss a joke?
Nah, it was a video, like an interview that he did with Ben Foster on the Chelsea app.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. Know about that. Fair enough. So, fucking Foster, bruv. Where is that? Yeah, he did. He had 30 minutes to train for training. He got interviewed at least 20 minutes before rushing off without being properly dressed.
Well, did he let them know?
This is Amazon Prime's fault. Right, so that's why we lost. Amazon Prime. I'm glad you're not getting the Boxing Day fixtures now. Hold that. It's your last year. Amazon out. All of that garbage. I did not know that, though. Okay, cool. Fucking hell. What a weird turn of events.
Yeah. Did he not tell them he was doing the interview or something? Like,
would it not be for the team?
No, this would be for Prime, innit?
But in the sense of representing the team. It's not for himself. It's not like he went there and did a Nani Madueke interview.
Just media requirements, innit?
Exactly. So then why are you what? That's a.
Do you think maybe
I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it.
Do you think he was late to this and then subsequently late to the pre-match talk as a result?
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to like figure it out. Like maybe be late to the interview. You still have to do the interview, and because of that, you've been late to training.
Ben Foster's a player. He would understand that. Okay, I'm late to training. I got to do my training first before I do the interview.
He will, but all the producers.
Fuck the producers! What are you talking about? I already have 2 strikes.
Them, but like,
I mean, this can't be it. This can't be it. It's not. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It genuinely doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Maybe they had to delay the interview for some.
Especially not for something that's. When someone said he went out clubbing, I said, that makes sense. This makes no sense.
Oh, even then, I didn't care about that.
But it makes sense because it's not. He's doing something that's not for the club. And he's late to training. Okay, that makes sense. The fuck is this? He's doing something for the club?
Right, Noni, should we go and have a little sit down in there? You've got training in about half an hour, so we've got to be fairly quick, right?
Yeah, no, let's go.
Pin Jay's comment. Exactly.
Right, mate, we've got 60 seconds left.
That was it.
Pin Jay's comment. Like they're the ones that will set up the interview.
Well, maybe they didn't know. I don't.
That doesn't make sense.
How it don't make sense. Maybe someone hit up Noni's agent like, hey, we want to do an interview with you with Amazon Prime, and maybe he didn't let the team know. I mean, hopefully he did, and then maybe it was something like an outside factor that delayed it. So then
listen, Keyshawn, I believe you, but these dudes are multimillionaires, dude. They have social media. They have social media managers. They know how shit works. Like, if you're going to do an interview that's not for the club, you're not going to wear any club shit.
Like, I'm sure if the team knew and he came like a couple minutes late, they would have been like,
the fact that he's wearing the training kit should tell you enough. But that should tell you enough. You would, for a personal interview that has nothing to do with the club, you wouldn't wear the kit.
No, but like, to be fair, he was going training after. And was, from the sounds of it, running late. So, I mean, that might be why. But that was the Simon Phillips thing. Don't think any Chelsea players will be risking turning up late to an important meeting again soon. And apparently not the only issue. So there's something else under the surface.
But now if Madueke decides to not do any more media shit, they're going to have a problem with him.
I don't know.
Right. That shit in his contract.
Send Cucurella. Do it. Well, apparently, whatever it was, Vega had a similar problem or something similar with him. Yeah, because Maresca said the reason is exactly the same for both of them. So yeah, it can't be an interview because I didn't hear nothing about Vega doing one. Maybe they're just both late. That's just it. They're both late. That's it. Arta, I'm guessing he can't like say it because sources and that. You gotta like hint at things.
Drama queen, bro. Just
I get it though, because I've also been on the other end hearing information from source, and I've been able to fully say everything. So I get that. But hey, yeah, just set your timer, set your alarm on or something. That'll help you out. Because fuck.
Getting suspended for making Cuckoo do that celebration is a better reasoning than that interview.
Oh, that one. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. That was the only quotes we had other than the stuff about João Felix and the matter of balance, which again, I kind of understand a bit as well, but we move. Just next game, please use your subs. Please use your subs a bit earlier. Like,
why is Cunha banned for 5 games? What?
The Ipswich game. He grabbed one of the backroom staff's glasses in that big scuffle after the match.
Damn.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find the incident.
Oh, that's beautiful. And we got him. We got him coming up in that run too. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I doubt he'll win that on the appeal either. Yeah, here it is.
Elbowed him. God damn. They got video?
Yeah, this is why he got the 5 match.
Oh, It's on the field too. Oh, this dude's an idiot.
Yeah, this was after they lost to Ipswich, last minute. See, he grabs him, nicks man's glasses.
What?
The thing he dashed him on the floor too. Yeah, he did.
What part did he elbow him?
I don't see no elbow.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. 5 fucking games for that?
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have to take his glasses.
He's like, come here, 4 eyes.
Also, why is that old ass nigga there? The other niggas got that job.
Yeah, he's just one of the backroom staff, isn't it?
Like,
that's fucked up. Why he
other
grab
people
him
got
by
that
his...
job.
No, why you got Nick man's glasses for,
Yeah,
man?
why he had to do that, man? He's just trying to keep the peace and you grabbing him up and taking his glasses.
Yeah, he don't even look like he was beefing him.
I'm not defending Cunha's actions. I've always, again, we got to get to the root cause of the problem. Why is that nigga there? Why is that man there? Like, why he got hands on Cunha too? Like,
nah, he was just trying to keep the peace. It looked
yeah,
like
because there was a big ass scuffle after the game, and I think Cunha was involved in that.
his teammates are there. It looks like they're already separating.
Probably just lost his head.
Give me
Straight
a
head
butt.
loss. Apparently got tagged in the elbow. That's that.
Why I oughta.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that him getting 5 games is lucky.
But back of the head too. Fuck. And that's why he turned around.
Now I understand.
Oh,
Stand your
shit.
ground, big man. Stand your ground.
Wait, that's the same dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same one.
Why he
Stand your
coming
ground, big man. Then why is he going after the old nigga? Hey, man, fuck
Come
Cunha.
on,
Yeah.
man.
Leave him alone, man.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
He's just celebrating a win for the tractors, or the tractor boys, or whatever they're called.
Tractable.
Fuck.
He crashed out on the most innocent person there.
Yeah. It's like that video, that meme where the guy's cussing out the man in the back seat of the car. Don't know
Scott,
if you don't remember that.
he picked out the low.
I'm not even driving. Shut the fuck up, you fat piece of bacon. Just rides off.
Oh, shit.
Why do you go for me for?
That video was fucking stupid, bro.
Yeah, I want to see if I can find that.
Fat piece of fucking bacon.
That was so peak, man. So fucking peak. Was it this one? Yeah, here it is. Here it is. This was basically that poor guy.
Damn it.
What the fuck was that about, huh? What's up, you fat pig? What, you don't see where you're fucking going?
I wasn't even driving.
Don't shut the fuck up, you fucking piece of bacon.
Oh, man.
Why did I get picked up?
Poor guy, man. Gotta leave him alone. Poor old guy. Justice for what's his name, but you're still getting cooked on Monday. Hold that. Fucking hold that. Ah, well, here's what it is. Right, we're gonna wrap up the stream anyway. It's been a nice little therapy stream. Big up to every single one of you that's locked in. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that crap. You guys already know what to do. I think Troops is about to go live for the Arsenal game, and I'm not doing a hate watch because what's the point? Arsenal are winning that one. But if they don't, I'm going to do a video reaction. So, hey, you lot better. You lot fucking better. Where is Troops? Where is Troops? There he is. All right, cool. Everybody head over to Troops TV. Tell him, what do we say? Let's say, tell him. Up the Ipswich. You guys already know what to do. And yeah, we'll see you lot soon. Big up, big up.
Big up.